Well, hello, everybody. Just wanted to let those tuning in here early know that we are currently in a 30-minute lightning delay here in Ellsworth, but we do plan on getting you pregame coverage starting at 7:10 and kickoff tentatively set for now at 7:30. Again, we will have coverage of this contest as soon as we can. And actually, quick update, we are now being told kickoff has been set for 8 o'clock, so our pregame coverage will begin at 7:40. Again, that's a 7:40 pregame. It is an 8 o'clock kick because of lightning in the area. We'll continue to keep you up to date as we learn more information.
It's time for your Game of the Week, brought to you by Eagle Communications and Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. And now with your pregame and play-by-play, here's Tyler Henry.
On a warm Friday night in central Kansas, we prepare for the final kickoff of summer. But as the weather prepares to cool, high school football season is heating up. And tonight, it's an all-NCAA clash as the Ellsworth Bearcats look to defend their turf from the hungry Minneapolis Lions. Hello, everyone, and welcome in on the Billings Countdown to Kickoff show. Tyler Henry, joined by Brooks Garrettson. So glad you could join us for another installment of our Game of the Week, brought to you tonight by Commercial Tire Center and the Scott Osherman Agency of American Family Insurance. After a record-setting 9-2 season that saw them make a deep run through the 2A playoffs, the Ellsworth Bearcats are out to prove that 2023 was no flash in the pan and are off to an excellent start at 2-0. Minneapolis, meanwhile, is still in search of a run themselves and could use a statement victory over a league rival to get themselves above 500. Coming up on the Countdown to Kickoff show presented by Billings Group, we'll hear from both head coaches, get your starting lineups, and have you back to Ellsworth in time for kickoff. All that and more is coming up next on Countdown to Kickoff. You're watching the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It's brought to you tonight by Commercial Tire Center and the Scott Osherman Agency of American Family Insurance.
Life is better with American Family Insurance because our agents provide specialized local expertise to help you get the right coverage at the right price. We understand that farming and ranching is at the heart of what you do, and we want to help protect what you've worked so hard for. Let's build the policy your farm and ranch deserves.
Contact Scott Osherman, agent at Scott Osherman Agency, Inc. at 785-392-3111 today.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Summer travel can damage and destroy your tires. Commercial Tire Centers encourages you to check for proper inflation. Underinflation or overinflation, along with the extreme Kansas heat, can cause a blowout, damage to your vehicle, and even cause accidents. Make sure your passenger car, truck, RV, and trailer tires are all ready to hit the road when you visit Commercial Tire. We'll even check your spare tire. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Welcome back in here on the Billings Group Countdown to Kickoff show. It's time now for our Game of the Week, Ellsworth and Minneapolis. We're joined now by Josh Homolka, head coach of the Ellsworth Bearcats. And Coach Homolka, first and foremost, thank you so much for taking some time and stopping by the show.
Not a problem at all. Thanks for having us.
So as we get ready for this game, I did want to take you back to, again, a really good start for your team. A 39-16 win over Sacred Heart, a 45-14 win over Republic County to start the season 2-0. When you look back to the first couple of games, what's really stuck out to you about the way your guys have played?
I think defensively we kind of picked up where we've left off. I think a lot of those guys came into positions that were held maybe by somebody else last year, but I think we've came in and played physical and fast and got to the ball really, really well this season so far. Offensively, I feel like, I think we've shown off our athletic ability up front in the offense line, and Landon Johnson just had a great start. So, I think it's all coming together slowly, and we've improved every week, and we hope just to keep doing that.
I know you brought a lot of guys back from last year's team. You also graduated a big senior class, though. Of some of the newcomers, have there been any guys that have really stuck out to you and just impressed you with the way they've been able to step up into some of those new roles?
I wouldn't call Landon Johnson a newcomer, but he played for us and had some carries and did a good job when he got the ball last year, but he was a little bit overshadowed by some seniors, and he's finally getting to show what he's got, and he's a really good player. So, he's the one that sticks out the most, and I really think Dax Likers had a really good start to the season too. He's just a gritty guy and gets stuff done, and he makes catches all the time for us. He doesn't get a lot of pub, but he's as good as they get at safety.
Obviously, good teams find ways to win the games they're supposed to win. Great teams dominate, and that's what your team has been able to do these first couple of weeks. One of the biggest things that stuck out in our preseason conversation, you said, a lot of these guys don't really think people outside of Ellsworth are giving them a chance to be really good this year. You feel like that chip on the shoulder has kind of played a little bit of a role in the identity of this team?
Well, we'll see as we go, but I think it probably will as we, progress through the season. We had the best 2 years in a long time, and these guys were a big part of it. And, it wasn't one class that won a lot of those games last year. So these guys, I think they do feel a little bit of a chip on the shoulder, a little bit of being overshadowed and not talked about. But, hey, we'll keep playing the games and see where we are at the end.
Maybe it's a weird question to ask a coach who's won 2 games in dominant fashion here, but I know you guys are always looking to find those finer margins to improve. Where would you still like to see your team take the biggest step from week 2 to week 3?
From week 1 to week 2, we really wanted to throw the ball a little bit better, and we did that. And I think us being able to do some of that, we just got to keep progressing in our pass game. And I do think we've taken steps forward even from last week. So hopefully we can carry that over into the game this week.
I know the most important game on the schedule is always the next one, but at the same time, right now, there are 3 undefeated teams left in the NCAA, and I know that you guys want to give yourselves a chance to potentially win the league in week 8. Is there just a little bit of extra juice behind some of these league games when you play a team like Minneapolis?
Yeah, I think we always get pretty excited about a league game. That's, they're kind of natural. They're already built-in natural rivalry, so. And we haven't played Minneapolis in 2 or 3 years now, so we haven't got to see them in a while. So it's good to get to see an opponent from your league that you haven't got to play in a couple of years. So, yeah, our guys always look at these as they're big games. You want to be you see them during basketball, you see them during wrestling. You want to perform well when you see a league team.
Well, and I think you actually led me right into my next question. The last meeting between Ellsworth and Minneapolis came back in 2021. You like having them back on the schedule, and do you just feel like it's better for the league when all these teams get a chance to see each other once a year?
Yes. When I first got here, you still didn't play 2 of them. It kind of rotates, but it's good up until 21, we played them every year. So, yeah, it's good to have them back on the schedule. It's a pretty easy trip for them, pretty easy trip for us. So, it's nice to have them back.
How do you feel about just the strength of the league as a whole this year? When you look at the top, yourselves 2-0, Beloit 2-0, southeast of Salina 2-0. I mean, it seems like this league has only gotten better with time.
There's a lot of good coaches in this league. So I know Coach Flax at Minnie, he does a tremendous job, and they got a good team. I know a couple games maybe didn't go in their favor. Well, one game didn't go in their favor, but that was against, arguably the best team in the 2A. So we got a lot of good coaches, and it's going to be, you got to strap up and you got to have a good game plan when you go in to face some of these guys.
Well, let's talk about the matchup coming up here tonight. You guys welcome in Minneapolis, and like you said, a well-coached team. They come in 1-1. What are some of the biggest things that stand out to you with Minneapolis when you have a chance to watch them on film?
I'm really impressed with their quarterback. I think he's a really good player, and he can make some things happen with his feet, but he's looking downfield to make a play, so he can be dangerous. So that's one thing. And then, those old Bear fronts here, they're running a 52. Those can be tough to block and scheme against, and so they do some good things.
What do you feel like are the biggest challenges in terms of the X's and O's that Minneapolis throws at you, and where will your guys have to be sharp on Friday night?
We're going to have to be sharp up front on offense. We got to play well at the offensive line. If we can get things blocked up and hat on a hat, Landon's proven that he's good enough to take care of one guy. That's his responsibility to make a move or run past. So if we can play well up front, we're going to be all right. But on defense, we got to play well in the secondary. We got to find their quarterback can get out and scramble and do some things like that. So we're going to have to be really good in scramble route type situations.
Well, and I wanted to ask you about that because, again, Owen Just, like you said, he's just as good with his legs as he is with his arm. When you play a dual-threat quarterback like that, where do your guys, specifically, your pass rush and your linebackers, too, have to be sharp to make sure that, he's not out there picking up big chunk plays with his legs?
Yeah, we got to be good tacklers. And we have some things built into our defense where if he goes one way or the other, we have some things where we can alert guys with it's just a built-in system, but when they get there, they got to be good tacklers. That's the key against him.
Well, last thing for you here, Coach. I know we've talked a little offense, we've talked a little defense, but overall, what would you say are your biggest keys to the game? What does Ellsworth have to do to pick up a home win and roll to 3-0?
We really got to play well in the secondary, and we got to get a hat on offense.
Well, Coach Amolka, thank you again so much for your time. Best of luck to your Bearcats here tonight.
I appreciate it.
Once again, that was Josh Amolka, head coach of the Ellsworth Bearcats. We'll step away, but The Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, rolls on next. You're tuned in here on Salina Post.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back in here on the Billings Group Countdown to Kickoff show. It's our Game of the Week, and we're joined today by Tom Flax, head coach of the Minneapolis Lions. Coach, first and foremost, thank you so much for taking some time and coming on the pregame show today.
Hey, appreciate you having me, Tyler.
So your squad comes in 1-1, fresh off a big bounce-back win over Lions last week. You know, if you take these first two games as kind of a package deal, what stuck out to you the most about the way your guys have played?
I think, big thing is just overcoming adversity. From week 1 to week 2, we had from Southeast, we were pretty beat up going into the Lions game, and we had several key guys not playing, so we had to have some guys step up, and we had to move some bodies around, and just how they dealt with the adversity, and I'm trying to think of the right word, like the uneasiness of having to replace guys and kind of looking around saying, hey man, are we going to be able to do this? And, so how they have, have attacked the adversity that was in front of us, and, we're able to, get a win last Friday night.
Well, and I know obviously, suffered some guys that maybe weren't able to go against Lions last week, but at the same time, where did you feel like you saw your team kind of take a step forward from week 1 to week 2?
I thought we ran the ball, a lot better, and there's certain things schematically that the defense gives you, and I thought we were able to take advantage of those things. I thought our offensive line kind of figured some things out, and opened some holes up. We I think Brayton Peters, he was had to replace Mason Smith, who hopefully is back here in a week or two. And he carried the ball. I think he had 35 carries, I think, for last Friday. And it's been a while since I've had a kid that's carried the ball that many times. But he was able to just tote the rock, and he had a couple chunk plays, but he just always, we preach about it. He always fell forward, and I thought we were able to. Just kind of figure some things out offensively. Defensively, I thought, other than one play, I thought we were pretty stingy at times. Obviously when you have 4 or 5 guys out, you're replacing 4 or 5 guys on both sides of the ball. So defensively, we had some guys that were, doing something they weren't necessarily accustomed to. And we stepped up, and they had one big play where they scored early in the first quarter, but then we shut them out the rest of the game. So, I was happy with that too.
Big matchup coming up here tonight with Ellsworth. It's also a Bearcat team, though, that you haven't seen since 2021. Do you like having Ellsworth back on the schedule and seeing more of these league teams every year?
Yeah, I think the more you get to play your league, the better. That it makes I think all league meetings a lot better because you have a familiarity with guys, and some of this you can't. There's nothing I can do about it. Just the way districts unfold. But getting them back on the schedule. Coach Molka does a great job. He coaches his guys up really well. They've got a lot of continuity in their staff. I know that, and they've had last 2 seasons have been really good seasons for them. But they've got a lot of new faces out there that are playing. But I look at it like somebody's practicing against those veteran guys the last couple of years, and those guys are the ones that are playing now. So, it takes everybody to win games. So now it's these guys' opportunity to come out and show what they can do and represent their school.
You mentioned earlier, Ellsworth graduated a big senior class last year, but they've looked pretty good so far this year in 2024. They're 2-0 coming into this week. When you have a chance to watch the Bearcats on film, what are the things that kind of stand out to you right away, just about the way that they play?
They play hard. They're physical. I think they look a lot like us. They're not overly huge, but they're not afraid to hit you in the mouth. And they want to run what they want to run on both sides of the ball, and they're gonna check us. They're gonna their linebackers are gonna come downhill hard, and they're gonna hit us in the mouth. And if we don't respond, it's gonna be tough on us. If we respond and we hit them back, I think it's gonna be a pretty good ball game.
From the standpoint more of the X's and O's, what are some of the challenges that a team like Ellsworth presents, and where will your guys have to be sharp against that?
Well, obviously, I think the run game with their defense, they're pretty staunch up front, and their linebackers. I think, how can we get to second level and maybe find creases up front for our running backs to run through, And I think honestly that's going to be the key to the game is they play really. I think they play really well with their 6 guys in their D linemen, their 2 inside linebackers. I think they play really well. And I think if we're able to get some creases, I think it's going to bode well for us.
And taking Ellsworth out of the equation entirely, overall, what would you say are kind of the biggest steps forward that you're looking to see your team make here from week 2 to week 3?
I just think being a little more dynamic offensively. This is our second week with a lot of the same pieces from last week. So we're able to when we're able to maybe not add a few things, but just do some things that we've been wanting to do, just hadn't been able to do it yet, just with the personnel and that we have, and defensively, I think just we're starting to figure some things out and what we're good at. So we're able to hopefully attack Ellsworth's offense with things that we think we're good at.
Well, and last thing for you here, Coach, and I know you've touched on some of the points with the offense and the defense, but overall, when you look at this matchup with Ellsworth, what would you say are your biggest keys to the game? What does Minneapolis have to do to bounce to 2-1 and pick up another big win here in league?
Well, I think we got to win. We got to win up front, both sides of the ball. I think we win the turnover game, and then I think we got to make more big plays offensively and defensively than they do, and I think we'll win.
Sounds good. Well, Coach Flax, thank you again so much for your time. Best of luck to your Lions here tonight.
Appreciate you. Thanks, Tyler.
Once again, that was Tom Flax, head coach of the Minneapolis Lions. We'll step away, but the Billings Group Countdown to Kickoff show rolls on next. You're listening right here on the Game of the Week here on Salina Post.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
And now back to more football action with your Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome in. After the lightning delay, we are just about ready to get this one underway, as it's our Game of the Week, presented today by our good friends at Commercial Tire Center and by the Scott Osherman Agency of American Family Insurance. It's a rare 8 p.m. kickoff after an hour's worth of delay, but we're happy to be bringing this one to you. And As we get ready to get this ball in the air here, Brooks Garrettson, second member of our broadcast team, joins us. Brooks, this should be a fun all-NCAA battle between the Ellsworth Bearcats and Minneapolis Lions.
Yeah, it certainly will, Tyler. Little high school football after dark here in Ellsworth, and it's going to be a great battle between two NCAA teams. And I just can't wait to get it going here.
Minneapolis will receive the opening kick. They come out in the all-white jerseys, red pants, navy numerals trimmed in red. Meanwhile, for the Ellsworth Bearcats at home, it is the all-black jerseys with the black pants and the white numerals across the back. Kickoff is on the way. This game is underway, and the opening kick going to be returned from the 20 up to the 32-yard line. That is where this one will begin, and we will see the offense come onto the field here for the first time for Minneapolis. Let's go ahead and meet the Minneapolis Lions. Owen Just is your starting quarterback. He is completing 50% of his passes so far this season for 314 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. In the backfield with him is Brayton Peters, a junior. Top receiving options today will be Joseph Wool, Ethan Bull, and Grant Rice. And your offensive line from left to right, Logan Haley, Wyatt Griffin, Bladen Johnson, Kellyan Smith, and Ryan Myers. First down handoff up the right side. Not going to find much space. That'll give us time to introduce you to the starting defense here for the Ellsworth Bearcats. And a lot of familiar faces despite graduating that big senior class last year in the trenches. It's Cooper McGowan, Ethan Tully, Caleb Hayes, and Micah Galvin. Your linebackers are Cameron Gardner, Jackson Manier, Tucker Goss, and Landon Johnson. And in the secondary, Jace Thomason, Dax Leiker, and Will Donley. First attempt to go through the air here for the Minneapolis Lions. Nothing doing that time. For Minneapolis, looking for Joseph Wool. It's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, trying to just get a quick reception there on the outside to Wool. Just can't find him. Ends up being a little short. Now the Lions are facing a 3rd and long.
They're going to have to set up shop here. You wonder if this might be an obvious passing down. We'll see if the Ellsworth defense, who has 2 interceptions already, they want to pin their ears back. They're coming for Just. He's going to chuck it up. Finds a man. It's caught there at the 50-yard line up to the 45. That is a heck of a play by Owen Just, who was backtracking and is somehow able to find Bryson Longberger for a huge 15-yard gain.
Yeah, Just throws up a prayer to an open man downfield on his back foot with a couple of Bearcats in his face, able to come up with a nice 3rd down completion to move the chains.
Good for an 18-yard gain. It's just the 2nd catch of the season for Longberger. Here's a handoff left side. That's going to have enough for a 1st down. Likely, maybe only good enough for 9 as they plunge up the middle. And that will set up. They're going to say not enough to move the chains. It'll be 2nd down and short. Brayton Peters, on the carry.
Yeah, good tackle there by Dax Leiker from Ellsworth, coming up and making the stop.
Empty backfield now for Owen Just. 2 receivers split out to the right-hand side. He'll send the tight end in motion, and they will go ahead and give that on the jet sweep. That will be enough to pick up the 1st down as they navigate traffic to the 35-yard line. I believe Braden Johnson on the carry that time.
Yeah, 2nd 1st down of this opening series here for Minneapolis. Offense looking comfortable moving the ball. Seeing some good variety of plays there. Jet sweep there to stretch them out and get that 1st down on the short gain.
So here come the Lions back to the line here. 1st down and 10 from the 35, already into Ellsworth territory. It's going to be a screen play, ducking to the interior and pushed down at about the 35-yard line. Owen Just able to get that to Zach Nelson.
Yeah, Minneapolis just trying to get the ball in space there. Get it out to Justin in the bubble route. But he's only able to pick up 1 with the pursuing Bearcat.
Gain of 2. Back in the shotgun goes Owen Just. He'll take the snap. This time it is a handoff right side, and there's a lot of space. Working his way back to the inside, slipping a tackle across the 20, up to the 10, pulled out of bounds at the 5-yard line, but not before a massive gain for Brayton Peters, who takes that ball 30 yards and gets Minneapolis into the red zone.
Yeah, outside zone for Minneapolis. Nothing but green grass for Lawnberger, and he just takes it, wheels turning, gets him in the red zone.
Boy, Peters has been so good so far this season. 38 carries, 149 yards. He's been the bell cow back, and he lines up directly behind Owen Just here on 1st and goal from the 4. Snap back to Just. It's going to be a give to the up man, churning his legs, and ahead for a short gain. They're going to give him about 2. That'll set up 2nd down and goal here for the Lions.
Yeah, Lions just looking very comfortable offensively to start this game, Tyler. Some variability in formations and play calling, keeping the Bearcats on their toes.
So it will bring up, again, 2nd down and goal. Keep an eye on Brayton Peters, lined up directly behind Owen Just. Another shotgun set. This time they will give it to Peters. He finds no space. Matter of fact, I think he might have gotten dropped for a yard that time, and it will bring up 3rd and goal.
Yeah, that's Tucker Goss for the Bearcats, the junior linebacker. Nice fill there on the halfback draw.
So 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. Minneapolis has gone to the ground on each of the first 2 tries here, looking to punch this in. See if they go back to the well one more time or if they try to go to the air. This time it's a single setback lined up directly behind. It's Brayton Peters giving company to Owen Just. Pistol set. They will hand it off, trying it on the ground again, and the Ellsworth defense able to come up and stand tall, and a decision to be made for Tom Flax and the Lions.
Yeah, Bearcats bearing down at the goal line there, coming up and making a tackle for loss. That play started on the 5, pushed them back to the 6. Just absolute pressure on that line of scrimmage. Bearcats pushing it back.
And I like this call. They're going to try to go for it, I believe, here on 4th down, will Minneapolis. If Minneapolis were to try a kick here, it is Hunter Milam, who so far is 5 for 5 on extra points. He is 1 for 1 on PATs, but they want 6. They're going to go for it here after getting pushed back to the 6-yard line. Owen Just on 4th and goal, scrambling around, rolling out to his right, throws across his body. It's incomplete, but a flag will fly. So they're going to say, boy, we had various officials with different signals that time. They're going to say incomplete. It is a hold against the offense. It'll be declined, and Minneapolis is going to turn this over on downs. The Bearcat defense holds firm at the goal line.
Ellsworth rises up after a promising opening drive for Minneapolis. Minneapolis getting the ball all the way down to the Ellsworth 5-yard line. Had 4 plays, 4 downs to get it in the end zone. And Bearcats rise up 4 times in a row and just deny any chance of it. 3 runs and a pass, nothing would find the goal line, as now the Bearcats set up shop on their own 5.
Yep, we'll meet that Bearcat offense in just a moment. Will Donnelly is your starting quarterback for Ellsworth. As they come out here and start this contest, expect to hear a lot of Landon Johnson's name called in this game. He's been the bell cow back for the Bearcats so far this season. They will give it to Johnson on 1st down. He is going to cut back to the inside. He gets up to the 20. He's got a few men to beat, but he's making it a foot race across the 40. Now he crosses midfield, and Landon Johnson is going to take the first play from scrimmage. 96 yards to the house. It's an Ellsworth Bearcat touchdown, and the home team leads by 6.
My, oh my. Landon Johnson taking it the distance. 95 yards to the house, nothing but green grass. A design play to the right. He gets through the 1st and 2nd level with fantastic blocking from up front. Makes the safety miss, cuts it down the left sideline, and all the way to the house for the score.
Landon Johnson got on his horse. There was simply nobody fast enough to catch him, and Bo Kyler will come on for the PAT try. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Ellsworth takes the opening offensive play, 96 yards for a touchdown. It's a 7-0 Bearcat lead. Back with more Game of the Week coverage when we return. Coverage brought to you today by our good friends at the Scott Osherman Agency of American Family Insurance.
Life is better with American Family Insurance because our agents provide specialized, local expertise to help you get the right coverage at the right price. We understand that farming and ranching is at the heart of what you do, and we want to help protect what you've worked so hard for. Let's build the policy your farm and ranch deserves.
Contact Scott Osherman, agent at Scott Osherman Agency, Inc. at 75-392-3111 today.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Summer travel can damage and destroy your tires. Commercial Tire Centers encourages you to check for proper inflation. Underinflation or overinflation, along with the extreme Kansas heat, can cause a blowout, damage to your vehicle, and even cause accidents. Make sure your passenger car, truck, RV, and trailer tires are all ready to hit the road when you visit Commercial Tire. We'll even check your spare tire. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Welcome back in here on our Salina Post Game of the Week, brought to you by Commercial Tire Center. Tyler Henry alongside Brooks Garrettson, a 7-0 lead for the Bearcats. They'll kick it off, and it is fielded here by Minneapolis at the 25-yard line. Going to get all the way up to about the 35. That's where this begins, but boy, you want to talk about a back-breaking start to this game. Minneapolis strung together a pretty impressive drive to start this contest, Brooks, but they get stalled out on 4 plays near the goal line, and the very next play goes 96 yards the other way for a score.
Yeah, Minneapolis, a very excellent way to start the game with a fantastic drive into Bearcat territory, but just shut down and then absolutely turned around.
So from the 35, the Lions want to pick it up. They will fire this to the outside. Catch is made. Now looking for a big chunk play of their own. It's going to be a gain of about 13. That's good for a first down as they're able to work that up to Joseph Wool. His first catch of the day.
Yeah, nice catch by Wool and some impressive yards after the catch. Again, Minneapolis just getting it out to their athletes in space quickly. Nice little swing pass to the receiver.
6:37 to play here in quarter number 1. Back in the shotgun goes Just. He is going to give this. No, he keeps it himself and plunges ahead. First run of the day for Owen Just. It's enough to pick up about 7 yards on the ground and help this team work ahead.
Yeah, Just continuing to keep those legs turning as Caleb Hayes wrestles him down. Just continuing to drive through about 4 yards after contact there, Tyler.
Not a bad start here as they've been mixing in some different backs, but again, Brayton Peters expected to be the primary guy in this game. Second down and 5. It's another bubble screen out on the on the far side. Catch made. Another slip of a tackle is going to get Minneapolis up to the 30, and it's Joseph Wool again who hauls it in, this time on the far sideline.
He can do it to the right. He can do it to the left. Give the ball to Wool in space, and he'll take off. Another nice, impressive yards after the catch on just a simple bubble route to the outside. That's a nice block by Ethan Bull for Wool to get that outside leverage and turn upfield.
Yeah, Minneapolis understands the value here of trying to keep things close. It's another quarterback keeper as Just pulls it up the middle. He'll plunge ahead for a gain of about 4 yards. And Minneapolis continuing to move the ball well. Just got to find a way to cash in for points if they can keep this up.
Yeah, certainly so. Just running that option there. Both options kind of taken away. He decides to take it himself and picks up a couple.
Brings up here with 5:27 to go in the first quarter. A second down and 7 for the Minneapolis Lions. Once again, Brayton Peters lined up directly behind, just in the pistol. They'll give it to him up the middle. Just a big stop there. Once again, the Ellsworth Bearcat defense just not giving a lot of space to Brayton Peters.
Yeah, really impressive defensive show out between the tackles here, Tyler. We saw it when Minneapolis got down to the 5-yard line last series, them just rising up and denying any sort of run game. They're taking away the run game well. Minneapolis having success on the outside with their skill positions.
This is an Ellsworth team that's gotten off to a good start this year. A 39-16 rout of Sacred Heart, a 45-14 rout of Republic County. Looking for a victory here on their own home turf over a hungry league foe. This is going to be another handoff on the outside, really trying to stretch the field. It's close to enough for a first down, but not quite. And we'll see whether or not they try to pick this up or what they'll do here I should say, with a 4th down and 4. It's kind of no man's land, Brooks. You don't really want to punt from here, but you're probably not in field goal range either. Not a lot of harm in going for it from your opponent's 22.
Yeah, not much wind down here. If you've ever been to a football game here at Ellsworth High, you know that it's quite a natural bowl with the hill and the trees.
Peters lined up to the right of Just in the shotgun. He'll take the snap, wants to go to the air, and Brooks, I think we may have had a false start there. We'll see if this is going to back the Lions up 5 yards.
Yeah, line judge from the top of the screen coming down and throwing that flag. That's usually offsides. We'll see what the white hat says.
And, yep, there we go. False start, actually a legal procedure on the offense. Either way, the result the same. 5 yards for Minneapolis is going to make this a 4th down and 8 as opposed to a 4th down and 3.
Yeah, self-inflicting wound, making a 4th down conversion that much more difficult.
First penalty of the day. Again, 4th and 7, they say. See if they want to go back to the air with Owen Just. So far today, Just 2 for 4. Just under pressure, hit and dropped back at the 35-yard line. He is going to lose more than he had a chance to pick up as a couple of guys for Ellsworth pin their ears back, and Cameron Gardner, the junior, gets back on the big sack. It's the 2nd turnover on downs of the day.
And again, Ellsworth defense rising up in their own end zone and denying the Lions of any further yards. Tyler, that's a difficult situation for Minneapolis to be in. Another good drive, but no points.
Also noticing we didn't have a chance to introduce you to the Ellsworth offense because they scored on the first play. So let's meet them now. Will Donnelly, a 150-pound junior, is your starting quarterback. Landon Johnson, who housed the first ball that he touched, is the starting running back. They're going to keep the ball with Donnelly. He is going to be tripped up for a loss of 2. And with that, let's go ahead and meet the rest of the offense. Your top receiving options are Dax Leiker, Jace Thomason, and Tucker Goss. And your offensive line from left to right, Keegan Urbanic, Caleb Hayes, Ethan Tully, Micah Galvin, and Tyler Conley. On the defense for Minneapolis in the trenches, you've got Wyatt Griffin, Logan Haley, Rylan Myers, and Killian Smith. Your linebackers are Brayton Peters, Kingston Darnay, and Grant Reiser. Corners are Bryson Longberger and Joseph Wool. They're joined in the secondary by Mason Smith and Owen Just. 2nd down and 12 following the loss of 2. Again on the quarterback keeper. We'll see if they want to try to give this back to Landon Johnson, who's already had an explosive year. This is Johnson waiting patiently for a seam to develop, and instead he is going to be sucked out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So he'll pick up about 4 on the carry. Just not a lot of room that time, and it brings up 3rd down and 7 or 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, good pursuit there from Minneapolis defense. Just denying any stretch game to the outside. That all comes down to just summer conditioning there, folks. Good hustle there.
In case you're wondering, the top receiving option for this team so far this season has been Dax Leiker. See if they want to look his way here. Tucker Goss has been good through the air as well. It's a low snap. It is bobbled. And are they saying that his knee touched down as he went down to get it? I think they are, Brooks. That's going to be a loss of down if that's the case.
Yeah, I believe so. A low snap to Donnelly. He goes to reach for it, and he finds his knee on the grass. Which, yeah, essentially a kneel. Brings up 4th down.
That is tough, and instead it's going to be a punting situation here. Landon Johnson is the punter. He will kick it away. Johnson takes a low snap himself. He's able to boot that over the head of the returner. It takes a bounce, a skip, and a roll to the 30-yard line, and that is where this offense from Minneapolis will come back out with 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. Want to welcome you back in once again here. This is the Equity Bank broadcast booth. Tyler Henry alongside Brooks Garrettson, and after a brief lightning delay of about an hour, this game finally got underway. 7-0 our score early on. Landon Johnson with the big explosive play. And Brooks, Minneapolis moving the ball well, just not able to punch it in for scores.
Yeah, we've seen a lot more Minneapolis offense on the field tonight, but a lot more Ellsworth scoring out of that huge Landon Johnson run.
Owen Just in the backfield in the shotgun. Fires it out far side. Catch made once again to the flat and once again well blocked. They're going to get this all the way across midfield. It's a huge gain for Minneapolis down to the 45-yard line. That is a gain of 25. And it goes on that far side to Zach Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson working in the space out there just like Wohl last series. Quick little bubble pass to the outside and moving upfield down the sideline.
Working it back here, 1st down and 10, as they will give up the right side. Not a lot of room there, enough for a gain of 4, maybe 5. Picked up on the carry there. It's Brayton Peters again. So 2nd down and 6 here for Minneapolis. They try to fire it again, far side. Again, the catch made, still navigating traffic, enough for a 1st down and more. Boy, they are really just gashing this Ellsworth defense right now in the flat, and it's almost always the same play. It's just that little screening action to the outside.
Yeah, another quick pass to Wohl, and a great block by Lohnberger on the outside gives him the space to work. Just a staple play for this Minneapolis offense at the moment, Tyler, and it's continuing to give positive yards for the Lions.
Joseph Wohl right now has 4 catches for 13, 19, 15, and 10. They've all been big ones. Back in the gun goes Owen Just, the pistol to be exact. He'll hand it off right side. No room there for Brayton Peters, who is still looking for space as we are now inside the final minute of the opening quarter.
Yeah, good tackle there by Cooper McGowan. Coming in there off the edge, the 175-pound junior.
So 2nd down and 9. Minneapolis, after the short gain, we'll see if they want to go back to the air. Zach Nelson's been awfully involved here today. Here's the catch at the 20. Breaking across. One more man to beat to the pylon. It's a foot race, and it's a Minneapolis touchdown. They get the link up to Joseph Wohl, who's just done nothing but make big plays today, and a chance for the Lions to tie this game up.
Man, Joseph Wohl just continuing to find open space and make men miss as he finds his way down the sideline and through the goal line for a Minneapolis touchdown.
29 yards to Joseph Wohl, and again, a chance to tie this up. As on to try the PAT, the kick is on its way, and the kick is good. We've got ourselves a ball game here in Ellsworth as we approach the end of the first quarter. It is 7-7 following the big run by Joseph Wohl through the air. Back with more when we return. It's our game of the week. It's brought to you by Commercial Tire Center.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Welcome back in here to the Equity Bank broadcast booth. Tyler Henry alongside Brooks Garrettson as we've got time for maybe one more play in the first quarter. Matter of fact, this kickoff return might be enough to take us to quarter number 2. We'll see. And it will be the first time that Ellsworth will have a chance to return a kick as they forced a couple of 3-and-outs. But the 29-yard connection from Owen Just to Joseph Wohl, able to help Minneapolis back level here on the road. So it's Ellsworth ready to return this from their own 10-yard line, and Minnie's not even going to give them a chance to let that go. Matter of fact, that is muffed, and Minneapolis jumps on it. They've got the football at the 30-yard line. A miscommunication by the Ellsworth Bearcats, and a disaster is going to give the ball right back to the Lions with time for one more play this quarter.
My, oh my. Minneapolis coming out and stunning the Bearcats on special teams, getting a free possession here off of the muffed kickoff.
So that is going to put the offense right back out for Minneapolis. And again, just a great spot for the Lions to be in here. Excellent field position, just 10 yards away from the red zone. 7-7 is our score. Minneapolis took the opening possession of this game. They've got time for one more play here in the first quarter. Owen Just back in the shotgun. Brayton Peters for company. Wants to go to the air. Wants to take a shot downfield. It is incomplete. Broken up that time. He was looking for one of his top targets. Just not able to find him. And there is time for one more play. They were looking to get that to Zach Nelson. Zach Nelson has always been a big part of this offense. I believe had to sit out injured after the Southeast of Salina game because, again, he was a huge part of what Minneapolis did last season and has not had the numbers necessarily to back that up here this year. But again, I think he's been sidelined. Good to see him back out there for the Lions. Here's a handoff, and that's going nowhere. That'll be the final play of the opening quarter and give us a chance to catch our breath. 7-7 is our score. Minneapolis and Ellsworth in a good NCAA battle. Back with quarter number 2 when we return. It's the Game of the Week. It's brought to you by Scott Osherman of American Family Insurance.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer. The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Welcome back in here in the Equity Booth broadcast booth at Ellsworth High School. Tyler Henry alongside Brooks Garrettson, and the Minneapolis offense is back out and on the march. A 7-7 ball game as we start quarter number 2, and Zach Nelson's had a big role here early on. It is a quick screen play. The catch made there, that's going to be good for a gain of about 3 as they let most of the defensive linemen through, but unable to pick up much more than that. That's going to bring up 4th and 6. And another decision to be made here after the Grant Rice catch.
Good recognition by great recognition there by linebacker Tucker Goss of Ellsworth to see the screen. A lot of that D-line getting through scot-free, and you got to have that recognition as a defensive player to know if you got back there that easy, something might be up.
We talked about Zach Nelson's impact on this game. He was the one that recovered the muffed kick. Here, we'll see if they go to him as, rolling out Just is just going to chuck this ball downfield, and it's incomplete. So another turnover on downs here on Minneapolis, their 3rd of the day. And we will see the Ellsworth offense come onto the field for just the 3rd time here in this contest. And as they take the field, I want to remind you, That coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by Billings Group. Managing your wealth can be a stressful endeavor, but the good folks at Billings Group are here to help. Whether you're planning for retirement, looking for financial coaching, or just trying to get a leg up in life, Billings Group is here to help take the guesswork out of your financial future. Ellsworth, 2 drives so far, Brooks, a 3-and-out and a 1-play, 96-yard touchdown drive, courtesy of Landon Johnson. I would expect him to be heavily involved here once again as the Bearcats set up shop. It's 1st down and 10. And they will go ahead and give this to Johnson, who is dropped for a huge loss, but a late flag flies. And we'll see whether or not some bonus yards are going to get tacked on to this.
Yeah, Brayton Peters and Kingston Darnay coming in for Minneapolis. They got in the backfield scot-free. Absolutely no one there. And I'm not sure what the penalty was there, Tyler.
Yeah, I think whatever it was against Minneapolis. They're going to move this back to the line of scrimmage. So I think they're going to say that it was something that gave the yardage from the spot, sets up a 1st down and 12. No loss of down for Ellsworth. Does back him up 2 yards overall. Snap back, handoff up the gut. Plenty of space, looking for room, barreling his way up to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 14 on the play. And the Bearcats get that from Tucker Goss. Had to make sure that was Tucker Goss. Certainly was.
Yeah, Goss, 175-pound junior, coming right down the middle and running hard into the Lions' defense.
So 1st down and 10 from the 40-yard line in their own territory are the Bearcats. 7-7 our score, looking to change that. Quarterback keeper, toss play here on the outside on the option, and it's read beautifully by this Minneapolis Lions defense. Boy, they tried to get that on the outside there on the option. There's just nothing there.
Yeah, great pitchman responsibility held up there by Grant Rice, not biting on the quarterback, but keeping that outside leverage on the pitchman and just taking away any positive play opportunity.
2nd down and 12 now for Ellsworth. Minneapolis showing up in a big way. They are 1-1 this season, fresh off a 26-7 win over the Lions. And we have got a whistle and a stoppage as I believe Josh Shomolko wants to take a moment and talk things over here. And we will use this time to take a quick break as well. 7-7 our score. It's the game of the week. It's brought to you tonight by Commercial Tire Center.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Welcome back in here to the Equity Bank broadcast booth. Boy, easy for me to say. Tyler Henry joined by Brooks Garrettson as we head through second quarter action. 9:42 to go, 7-7 our score. I want to take a moment and thank a few of our sponsors today. Salina Septic Service, Commercial Tire Center, Smart Insurance, and Vernon Jewelers. Ellsworth out of the timeout. We'll see what they've got up their sleeve on what will be a 2nd down and 12. 2 backs joining Will Donley. Donley wants to keep this himself, is able to get off of 2 tacklers and move his way to the 42. So it's a gain of 4. It'll set up 3rd and 9 as Donley plunges ahead.
Yeah, almost looked like a miscue there on that play there, Tyler, as Donley wanted to hand it off but didn't have a back there. As he turned around, had to just tuck it himself and follow the wrecking crew.
This is more or less what this Ellsworth team has been doing to folks. They love to run the football. No passing attempts yet for Will Donley and company. He is just 8 for 13 through the first 2 games of the year. More traditional pistol set, takes the snap. Now they do want to go to the air. He'll fire it out. He's hit as he throws, but the catch is made at midfield, and that is going to be enough for a 1st down. Give the credit on the catch that time to Dax Leiker. who hauls it in.
Yeah, Liker, one of Donley's favorite receivers for the Bearcats. Like you said, Tyler, a run-heavy team, but they go to 4 wide there, a traditional pistol set. And a nice pass delivered from Donley to Liker.
Especially as, again, like I said, he got hit as he released it. So we'll see if they want to go back to the ground here on 1st down and 10. This is more of a traditional handoff. Once again, it's going to go for a big gain. Once again, no surprise. It's a breakaway all the way to the 10, to the 5, to the goal line. It's the second Landon Johnson touchdown of 50 yards or more. And this time, the senior houses it from midfield.
My, oh my, this kid can run, Tyler. A great cut there to make the safety miss. And it's all gas, no brakes down the sideline as Landon Johnson leaves a cloud of dust in all of the Lions' faces as they cannot track him down, and he finds another 6 points for the Bearcats.
That is not the kind of play that is anticipated to get you 50 yards and a touchdown. A high snap, a good kick. The PAT is up, and the PAT is good. So, Landon Johnson, a 96-yard touchdown run, a 50-yard touchdown run, and the Bearcats are in the driver's seat. It's a 14-7 game here on Salina. Post coverage brought to you today by Scott Osherman of American Family Insurance.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
When there is wastewater backing up into your home, time is crucial. Hours are precious to minimize the mess and damage. That is where Salina Septic Service looks out for you with direct access to their dispatch board, so you can schedule the first available appointment, upload pictures and description of your problem on the Salina Septic Service website, and secure your appointment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Money-saving specials now and information on worry-free service plans when you visit salinasepticservice.com.
Welcome back in on the campus of Ellsworth High School, where our score is Landon Johnson 14, Minneapolis 7. Kid has been on fire, a 96-yard touchdown run, a 50-yard touchdown run, and the Bearcats ready to kick this off with Bo Kyler, or they would be if the ball had stayed on the tee. Brooks, weather playing a factor here tonight. And some windy conditions here in Ellsworth, Kansas.
Yeah, as I mentioned, a nice natural bowl from the landscape and trees of the city of Ellsworth. But we are in Kansas, so the wind will blow.
This is now underway. Catch made here by the returner at the 30-yard line, navigating traffic to the 35. A late flag flies, and we'll have to check the laundry on the field to see which direction this is going. Bryson Longberger on the return. And that's going to be a block in the back on Minneapolis. So that is a killer for a Lions team that, I mean, honestly, aside from the 2 big plays, it's looked really good, I think, on both sides of the ball here, Brooks. It's just been the 2 big gash run plays for Johnson and a couple of little mental miscues offensively that have kept them off the board, save for the touchdown.
Yeah, it certainly has been. And Minneapolis able to capitalize with a muffed kickoff from Ellsworth on their side of special teams. This time, special teams coming up with a penalty and setting them back.
So they will take it back here. It'll be 1st down and 10. Empty backfield for Owen Just. 5 wide receivers. He wants to go with a quick screen. Catch made to the 25. Breaking tackles to the 32. And still working their way ahead. That time, the catch made on the near sideline is Joseph Wool again.
Yeah, Wool just continuing to have sure hands for the Lions. And just working with the yards after the catch. Just getting the ball out in space and letting his athletes do the work.
Joseph Wool, 8 catches for 155 yards and a touchdown on the season. Already 7 catches for nearly 100 yards and a touchdown today. Here's an attempted handoff on the stretch play, bouncing off of the initial tackle, working his way ahead to the 36-yard line is Brayton Peters, who's going to have enough for the first down, call it a gain of 4. And boy, talk about a lucky bounce that time, bouncing off the would-be tackler.
Yeah, great running there by Peters, able to keep his legs turning, shrug a man off, and kind of just allowing the Bearcat defense to fall asleep as he runs by the would-be tackler.
Minneapolis has put the offense on the field 4 times in this game. They scored a touchdown on 1 drive. They've turned the ball over on downs inside the opponent's 35 on each of the other 3 drives. So they've moved the ball well, just looking to finish some drives here. As another empty backfield set for Owen Just is going to see him on the run. Steps up in the pocket, wants to roll to his right, still looking downfield. Now he wants to turn it on with his legs, and he is going out of bounds. There's going to be a late flag. Brooks, you wonder if he might have gotten shoved a little bit late on the far sideline, and whether or not he got to the sticks might be irrelevant, as this penalty may give them the free yardage anyway.
Yeah, Owen Just showing his ability to use his legs as he had to navigate a cloudy pocket back there, ends up stepping up and finding his way down the right sideline. Shifty kid back there.
And yeah, it's going to be a personal foul here against Ellsworth. That's going to give even more free yardage to Minneapolis. Brooks, coming into this game, Owen Just had not put up the stat line of a dual-threat quarterback. He had 11 carries for 1 yard, and most of those were sacks.
Hey, the kid's showing his ability tonight. Good shifty move there, and a costly penalty for the Bearcats puts the Lions into Bearcat territory.
And once again, close to that 35. They've been here 4 times in this game. Just sends a man in motion. He'll give it to him on the sweep. It's Brayton Peters. It's a loss of 4. Ellsworth got to it. They got to it quickly. And it's Landon Johnson, who's just as fast on defense as he is on offense.
Yeah, Landon Johnson read that play like a book. He saw Wohl, in motion for Minneapolis and just decided to shoot the gap and shot it hard. Good tackle for loss for the Bearcats.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 15 for Minneapolis, and look for them to get Joseph Wohl involved here. He has been the primary guy in the passing game. Sure enough, Just wants to go to the air, fires it out over the middle, just missed a target. Boy, he had him streaking across the center of the field. If they had been able to link it up, they likely would have had another big home run play. Zach Nelson was the one they were looking to get it to. And unless I'm imagining things, and I might be, I think they're saying because of the penalty earlier, that was actually 2nd down, so my mistake. It is now 3rd and 15. That last play was 2nd and 15.
Yeah, 3rd and 15 for the Lions. Wohl at the bottom of your screen all alone.
1-on-1 right now with the slot corner. They will go the other way, though, trying to set it up on the screen and get the yards after the catch. They're not going to have nearly enough. And the tackle made after a short gain of about 4. They are able to get that to Bryson Longberger, but it sets up a 4th down and 9.
Yeah, Minneapolis just kind of continuing to stick to those passes behind the line of scrimmage. Just nearly connected with Nelson on the 2nd and 15. Nelson had his man beat, but just overthrew him. Lions now looking at another 4th down situation. Have not convert yet.
They are going to go for it here. 4th down and 9. 2 receivers split off to the right-hand side of Owen Just. He'll take the shotgun snap. It's another step-up play. He is going to dump it off over the middle. Catch is made. There's the 1st down, and trying to get him tackled. Boy, there may have been something illegal on the tackle there, Brooks, as they grabbed around the kind of that horse collar area. And they are able to hook it up to Zach Nelson for another gain of 16.
Yeah, Nelson just continuing to make his stamp on this game, being a reliable receiver for the Lions.
And yeah, it's going to be another personal foul against the Bearcats. So they've only committed 4 penalties in this game, Brooks, but they've all been big, costly ones. And an excellent opportunity now for Minneapolis to try to link this up for another touchdown.
Yeah, that's a free 30 yards just in this drive Ellsworth has given Minneapolis. First one being the late hit out of bounds on the quarterback, and that one a face mask.
So it's 1st and goal from the 10. Brayton Peters back in the slot here, keeping Owen Just company. Receiver comes in motion. They read it well, but Just read it better. He keeps it himself up the gut. Is he in for a score? He is awfully close, but they're going to mark him down at the half-yard line, and it'll be 2nd and goal now after another good run for Owen Just.
Yeah, Owen Just shuffling with that mesh there with Brayton Peters and just letting the defense crash outside, biting on that halfback, and he takes it himself, nearly punching it in.
So here we go, 2nd down and goal from the 1. Handoff up the middle, looking for the second effort. Were they able to push him through? No. Ellsworth standing tall again is going to shut that down. And it's no gain on the play. Now, really quick, Brooks, they did actually say there was room between the 1-yard line and the goal line, so it's now 2nd down and goal from the 1. Boy, not a lot of wiggle room there, but Minneapolis managed to find it.
Yeah, they certainly did. Another bunch set here.
Brayton Peters lined up directly behind Owen Just. 2nd down and goal. They will give to Peters again. He is diving up the middle, and this time he has enough for the score. It's a 1-yard touchdown run for Brayton Peters, and an extra point away from tying this game up now are the Lions.
Lions with an impressive drive and some personal fouls on Ellsworth sets it up for a quick punch-in ticket for Peters.
Extra point unit on here for Minneapolis. Hunter Milam is the kicker. His kick is on its way. It's a low kick, but it's enough to get through the uprights, and we've got a tie game on our hands. We'll step away, but 14-all is the score. Coverage of today's Game of the Week brought to you by the good folks at Commercial Tire Center.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
Welcome back inside the Equity Bank broadcast booth here in Ellsworth, Kansas. Tyler Henry alongside Brooks Garrettson, a 14-all tie in what has become a fantastic edition of Friday Night Lights. Brooks, this has been a fun game from the jump.
Yeah, it certainly has. Just a classic NCAA matchup here with the Ellsworth Bearcats hosting the Minneapolis Lions. Both teams coming out and showing their claws tonight in a heated battle.
Minneapolis going to kick this away. This time they are actually going to give a chance for a return. It's bobbled there, but picked up now at the 5-yard line. Looking to accelerate here to the near side. It's another explosive run, and 2 men to beat down the sideline across midfield to the 40. Somehow slipping a tackle, but stepping on the sideline at the 36-yard line. And who else? It's Landon Johnson with a huge run back to set the Bearcats up with 4:22 to go before half.
And Tyler, I gotta say, if I'm wearing red, white, and blue Minneapolis colors, there's one guy I do not want to kick it to, and it is number 4, Landon Johnson, as he just continues to be a stud for the Bearcats.
Well, they've been kicking it away from Landon Johnson, which does seem to be the safer bet. But, yeah, that time, you're right. They absolutely kicked it right to him, and he almost took it all the way back to the house if he had found a lane to cut back inside. Minneapolis, though, able to contain it. Johnson lined up right now behind Will Donnelly, and they are going to go ahead and give it to Johnson. He finds nothing on first down. It's no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Kingston Derrier in on the stop there for the Lions.
Landon Johnson has had an interesting day behind the backfield here, Brooks. His runs today have gone for 96 and a touchdown, 4, -2, 0, 50 and a touchdown, and 0.
All or nothing for Mr. Johnson.
Johnson lined up in the shotgun right now alongside Will Donley. 2 receivers split off to the left-hand side. Donley claps his hands, takes the snap. He will fake the handoff, fires it over the middle. The catch is made. I believe that's Tucker Goss, who bounces it to the outside and navigates traffic to the 25-yard line. It's another big gain, this time through the air, as Goss able to pick up 15. Actually, correction, that's Dax Leiker who hauled that in.
Yeah, great play action there from Will Donley. Had the option to hand it off to Landon Johnson, but decided to pull it and hit the quick hitch to Leiker, one of his favorite receivers.
So they will go back in a pistol set. Will Donley with Landon Johnson lined up right behind him. It is a handoff to Johnson to the right side, through another tackle all the way up to the 10. It's another gain of 11 for Landon Johnson, who just continues to churn those legs. And they are going to have to find an answer for Landon Johnson. Will Minneapolis.
Yeah, and the answer is not an arm tackle. Landon Johnson just running through anything that is not solid and significant and continuing to be a reliable back for Ellsworth.
So back into the pistol set, this time with 1 receiver lined up to either side. They'll go heavy on the right side. That's where the tight end is lined up here for Ellsworth. It is 4 on the front for the Minneapolis Lions. Donley takes another snap. It's another handoff. Johnson patiently gets his way up to about the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 6 for the bell cow back.
Yeah, Johnson trying to wait for that pulling left guard, Caleb Hayes. Able to pick up just a couple there, as Minneapolis defense collapses in on the play.
Still working their way into the red zone. Remember, this is the first time that Ellsworth has actually taken a snap inside the red zone today, as their first 2 touchdowns came from 50 and 96 out. See if they want to go back to Johnson. He's been the bell cow guy. They will give it. Johnson, right side, touchdown. It's the 3rd rushing TD of the day for Landon Johnson, and this one comes from 9 yards away. Give him the hat trick, and it's a 20-14 lead for the Ellsworth Bearcats.
Yeah, that was Johnson's one of the easy handoffs of the day, Tyler. Good scheme on that block from everyone else involved in the play, and Johnson waltzes into the end zone scot-free.
And for the 3rd time today, Bo Kyler is on for the PAT. Boy, someone may have jumped a little bit early there. It's going to be blocked. There's no flag. And they're going to blow it dead. So credit to Minneapolis. They blocked the PAT, but it remains a 20-14 lead for the Ellsworth Bearcats. Back with more when we return. It's our Game of the Week. It's brought to you by Scott Osherman of American Family Insurance.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Close your eyes. Now, imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community, or the camaraderie at southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now, open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina.
Welcome back into the Equity Bank broadcast booth as the kick is away here. It'll be fielded and then bobbled and then lost and then picked up by Minneapolis. And boy, all of that, not a good formula if you want to gain some yards. up to the 25-yard line with 1:52 left to go here in quarter number 2. And, Brooks, that's where the Minneapolis offense comes onto the field. They've moved the ball well. It's just been a matter of punching it in for scores. That's something they've only managed to do twice in this game.
Yeah, Minneapolis having a lot of success getting the ball out in space to the outside, and then an occasional gash run in between the tackles, keeping the defense on their toes. But like you said, Tyler, only able to cash in twice so far in this game. They'll have to do a quick 2-minute drill to get down the field and punch it before halftime.
1:52 remaining. Empty backfield for Owen Just. They want to get aggressive, and they will go again on the side. And what do we have here? It looks like the catch was made. They were going for some yards after the catch, and they're going to call him down. I guess they say maybe a knee went down there on the catch for Zach Nelson.
Yeah, it looked like Nelson was trying to get shifty there and slipped and had a knee touch.
It's actually Longberger on the catch. This time Just steps up. He wants to run it himself, and he's got a little bit of space, enough for the first down and change. Tried to slide and, tried to give himself up, and it's going to be another huge penalty against Ellsworth, as that's going to be called for a hit on a defenseless sliding quarterback. It's going to be another 15-yarder.
Yeah, again, another personal foul coming to Ellsworth's defense. You got to be – it's a tough position for a defender to try to stop yourself running full speed, wanting to make a play, as Just slides and gives himself up.
And that's the second illegal hit on Just. Remember, they got the one over on the sideline where they shoved him out late. Now they get him as he goes down to slide. That also, Brooks, is going to stop the clock with 1:21 to go, and it puts Minneapolis in Ellsworth territory.
Could be a game changer here as the clock winds down in the second quarter.
For what all that's worth, it brings up a 1st down and 10 here for the Lions. They've got the ball at the 41-yard line in Ellsworth territory. Just wants to step up, wants to keep it and run himself again. And this time it's a gain of 6 for the Minneapolis quarterback.
Yeah, and with only a quick run and no first down gain, Minneapolis will have to burn a timeout.
So they will call timeout. They will stop the clock. And while we've got a break in the action, want to remind you that coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by Messenger Total Promotions. The official apparel provider for the Salina Post sports team is Messenger Total Promotions. See them in downtown Salina for local high school swag like hoodies, t-shirts, hats, and more. They can custom make anything and also have school items for your car. Messenger Total Promotions in Salina, Minneapolis, and Junction City. Brooks, we're rocking some Messenger Total Promotions gear ourselves here tonight.
We certainly are. Nice little Nike polo with the Power Coyote emblem for Kansas Wesleyan and the Eagle Post logo on our sleeve to support our swag here tonight up in the booth.
Of course, don't forget tomorrow, Kansas Wesleyan will be back in action. We'll have the call for you for that one on KINA. Countdown to kickoff coverage starts at 5 p.m., kickoff at 6 as the Coyotes make their way to Wichita to take on the Friends Falcons. Coverage of tonight's game also brought to you by the good folks at Salina Regional Health Center Careers, APAC Shears Billings Group, and Kelly Kitchener Shelter Insurance. Huge opportunity for Minneapolis. Remember, Minneapolis took the opening kickoff. Ellsworth, who currently holds a 6-point lead, will get the football to start quarter number 3. 55 seconds left on the clock here in the opening half. Empty backfield for Owen Just. Fires this out over the middle. Catch is made at the 25-yard line, and it's another big gain, this time for Brayton Peters.
Yeah, Brayton Peters just running up the seam and finding space. Fantastic pass from Just.
They're going to have to go up tempo here, are the Lions. 44 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah, and Lomberger had space outside. Great pass from Just, but it'll slip out of Lomberger's hands and bring up 2nd and 10.
Like you said, the good news is it stops the clock. It gives the Lions a chance to stop and kind of reset the action here. We'll see how they handle it.
Only 43 seconds left here to play in the first half.
Minneapolis looking to even this up, maybe even take the lead. They've still got a good 20 yards left to go. Empty backfield for Just. Another quick hit This time caught at the 20 out of bounds. And another good catch, this time for Joseph Wool. Boy, he has really left his mark on this game.
Yeah, and I just continue to be impressed with the in-space blocking ability of Minneapolis' receivers. That time, on the block outside, it was Peters, but we've seen it from everyone. We've seen it from Lomberger. We've seen it from Wool himself. We've seen it from Rice. The Lions just continue to keep the leverage outside and give their athletes space to work and get out of bounds to stop the clock.
And really effectively utilizing that clock as well, as it's 3rd down and 5, and they've only taken about 10 seconds in 3 plays. It's going to be a fake of the give. Just tried to keep it. There's nothing there. And where have we seen this before, Brooks, as there is a Lion slow to get up on the play. Now able to rise to his feet. That's Logan Haley, the left tackle, but it's going to be Minneapolis going for it on 4th down and manageable, deep in Ellsworth territory after this timeout. This is where Minneapolis has really struggled offensively. This is where most of their turnover on downs have occurred.
Yeah, it certainly is. Minneapolis now having to look over their play sheets and pick their best play here, needing it big and needing it immediately with clock winding down and only 1 down to do it on.
So it will be 4th and 5. 31 seconds left to go in the quarter. You got to think, too, just with the kinds of runs he's been breaking off tonight, Landon Johnson is probably thinking about maybe if Ellsworth gets the ball back, trying to break another big one if he can. But it all starts with Ellsworth getting a stop, and for all the yardage they've given up tonight when their backs have been to the wall, they've done a pretty good job. They've allowed just the 2 scores, one from 1 yard out by Brayton Peters, the other a pass of 29 yards from Just to Wool. I would imagine Wool going to be involved here on this play. Want to remind you also that tonight's game brought to you by Carico Implement, your local John Deere dealer, serving the Beloit, Ellsworth, and Hayes areas, family owned since 1955. Minneapolis looking at 4th down and 5 in the opponent's red zone. This will be the 4th time tonight they've been in this very situation. Empty backfield once again for Owen Just. He'll clap his hands, takes the snap, now rolling out to his left, under pressure, throws back across his body. The catch is made at the 5-yard line. And the passing attack just continues to roll here for Minneapolis, as they are able to get that on the far side to Zach Nelson. Clock winding, 17 seconds, and a whole lot of laundry on the field. It's another
illegal procedure on Minneapolis yet again, as not all their receivers were set, as Just was trying to hurry up and get the play off. So as the Lions knock on the door, they'll get sent back just a little bit more. Ball now on the 9-yard line.
Timeout called by Minneapolis. That'll stop the clock with 16 seconds to go. And options here for the Lions, but boy, they got to work quickly, and they've got just 1 timeout remaining. So, you've got a chance to run a couple of plays here, but I would keep going to this passing attack, Brooks. It seems like whenever they've needed a big play, they've been able to get it out to guys like Joseph Wool and Zach Nelson, who's had a heck of a revival night tonight.
Yeah, he certainly has. Most important thing, just giving Just the time to make the read and make the pass. They've had success when he has time to get something out to his playmakers, like Wool, like Peters, like Nelson, as you mentioned. But we've had great 4th down defensive success from the Ellsworth defense. This first half kind of coming to a conclusion like it started, Tyler. Minneapolis driving, Ellsworth needing to rise up and make a big stop.
On the first drive of the game, Minneapolis drove all the way inside the 5-yard line. They had 4 cracks at it. Ellsworth stood tall every single time. Here it's 1st down and goal from the 10. Brayton Peters lined up in the right hip pocket of Owen Just. He'll take the snap, wants to go to the air, fires it out. It is incomplete. They're lucky that didn't get picked off as Landon Johnson was there in coverage. 12 and a half seconds left. Minneapolis does keep their timeout at 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, just wanting to connect with Wool there. Wool, the outside receiver on the bottom of the screen, trying to cut in and get a post route, but good inside pressure from the cornerback.
2nd down and goal once again from the 10. Just takes the snap. It's a quick rollout to the right side. He is immediately pursued. He is just going to chuck this ball away. You hear the fans groaning for intentional grounding, and yeah, I think that's going to be the call, as there was not a receiver in the area, and Brooks, I'm not sure he was in the tackle box.
Yeah, in the tackle box, and no receiver in the area. Ball did not get past the line of scrimmage. It's a textbook intentional grounding, as just tries to throw it away to stay alive.
So it is intentional grounding. It's going to back Minneapolis up. They'll get one last crack at the end zone here, but it has to be a touchdown with 6.5 seconds to go. They want to get up to the line quickly and perhaps try to catch Ellsworth off guard, or perhaps try to get them to jump off sides and get some of that yardage back. Coach Amolka coming out wanting to have a word with the referee, and now we will resume play. Here it is, last play of the opening half. A chance for Minneapolis to take the lead to the end zone. It's incomplete, and that will bring us to the halftime intermission. Ellsworth able to hold off Minneapolis for the 4th time today, and they take a 20-14 advantage into the locker room. They will have the football when the 3rd quarter gets underway. We'll step away, back with more. It's the halftime report. When we come back, you are listening and watching the Salina Post Game of the Week. It's brought to you tonight by our good friends at Commercial Tire Center.
Are you looking for a professional change? Salina Regional Health Center has immediate openings with our financial and revenue cycle departments. We are seeking highly motivated professionals for the following key positions: Registrar, Certified Professional Coder, Health Information Management Associate, Financial Counselors, and Medical Billing Specialist. These full-time roles offer competitive salaries, comprehensive benefits, and in many cases, flexible scheduling with generous time-off policies. At Salina Regional Health Center, we foster a collaborative and supportive team environment. Interested candidates are invited to apply directly through our website at srhc.com. For further inquiries about these opportunities and others, please contact me, Tess Madro, in Human Resources at 785-452-7026. Salina Regional Health Center, taking care of you so you can care for others. It's the Salina Regional Health Center way.
At Vernon Jewelers, we have 140 things to celebrate, like 140 years of our family serving you and your family. In honor of our 140th anniversary in downtown Salina, we are offering 20% off everything store-wide, plus a bonus. At time of purchase, select a bonus bubble and you could save an additional 10 to 20, even 30% off, up to 50% off your purchase. Excludes repair and loose diamonds. Sell in September 21st. Vernon Jewelers celebrating 140 years in downtown Salina.
Summer travel can damage and destroy your tires. Commercial Tire Centers encourages you to check for proper inflation. Underinflation or overinflation, along with the extreme Kansas heat, can cause a blowout, damage to your vehicle, and even cause accidents. Make sure your passenger car, truck, RV, and trailer tires are all ready to hit the road when you visit Commercial Tire. We'll even check your spare tire. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer. The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
When there is wastewater backing up into your home, time is crucial. Hours are precious to minimize the mess and damage. That is where Salina Septic Service looks out for you with direct access to their dispatch board, so you can schedule the first available appointment, upload pictures and description of your problem on the Salina Septic Service website, and secure your appointment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Money-saving specials now and information on worry-free service plans when you visit salinasepticservice.com.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Close your eyes. Now imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community or the camaraderie at southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina.
Are you looking for a professional change? Salina Regional Health Center has immediate openings with our financial and revenue cycle departments. We are seeking highly motivated professionals for the following key positions: Registrar, Certified Professional Coder, Health Information Management Associate, Financial Counselors, and Medical Billing Specialist. These full-time roles offer competitive salaries, comprehensive benefits, and in many cases, flexible scheduling with generous time-off policies. At Salina Regional Health Center, we foster a collaborative and supportive team environment. Interested candidates are invited to apply directly through our website at srhc.com. For further inquiries about these opportunities and others, please contact me, Tess Madro, in Human Resources at 785-452-7026. Salina Regional Health Center, taking care of you so you can care for others. It's the Salina Regional Health Center way.
At Vernon Jewelers, we have 140 things to celebrate, like 140 years of our family serving you and your family. In honor of our 140th anniversary in downtown Salina, we are offering 20% off everything store-wide, plus a bonus. At time of purchase, select a bonus bubble and you could save an additional 10 to 20, even 30% off, up to 50% off your purchase. Excludes repair and loose diamonds. Sell in September 21st. Vernon Jewelers celebrating 140 years in downtown Salina.
Life is better with American Family Insurance because our agents provide specialized local expertise to help you get the right coverage at the right price. We understand that farming and ranching is at the heart of what you do, and we want to help protect what you've worked so hard for. Let's build the policy your farm and ranch deserves.
Contact Scott Osherman, agent at Scott Osherman Agency, Inc. at 785-392-3111 today.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
And now back to more football action with your Game of the Week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
Welcome back in here on the campus of Ellsworth High School in the Equity Bank broadcast booth, and it is, boy, I gotta say, Brooks, probably the weirdest Bennington State Bank scoreboard halftime segment you and I have ever done. Lightning and rain wreaking havoc across the state of Kansas. So normally, right about this time, we would start getting our first batches of finals, and there are some of those coming in from around the state, but we've got a combination of cancellations, postponements. We've got games that were called early that will count. We've got games that were called early that will not count, and we've got a couple of games that were pushed back to Saturday. We're going to do our best to try to give you all of what to expect here, but yeah, just a really weird deal. Let's start out in Plainville, where the Cardinals hold a 20-6 lead over the Russell Broncos. That game has been proceeding as planned and is currently in the third quarter. Southeast of Salina and Beloit, a game that was supposed to be one of the top games in the state of Kansas this week, didn't even get underway. Heavy rain in gypsum prevented that game from ever getting on the board, and that ultimately led to a rain delay that will push that game to tomorrow night. That game will be played at 6 p.m. Again, you can tune in right here on Salina Post for coverage of that one. It will be played on the campus of Kansas Wesleyan due to, obviously, them having turf. Elsewhere in the state of Kansas, we've got a final for you. As Salina Central's game with campus was called at halftime, this one will count. Central led 48-0 at the intermission. And another game that we don't know whether or not it's going to go final or not, but Derby takes a 44-0 lead over Salina South. That one at the end of the first quarter. So Derby cruising to a victory. You wonder whether or not the weather might come into play there. Other games that are just underway at the end of the first quarter, Abilene leads Concordia 7-0. Clay Center led Lewisburg 7-0. That game also at the end of the first quarter. And in one that we're still trying to figure out what exactly happened, what exactly counts, Brooks, Sacred Heart led Pleasanton 8-0. Would have been their first victory of the year, but they did not complete the second quarter before the game was called. So still working on getting confirmation as to whether or not that game is going to end up going down in the books as a final, or whether that game is going to get washed out or postponed. We will get you more information on that as we can. Again, we'll try to piece it together on our area scoreboard presented by Bennington State Bank. But for now, we'll step away as the halftime show rolls on. When we return here in Ellsworth, it is a 20-14 lead for the homestanding Bearcats. They lead the way over Minneapolis, and they'll get the ball when this third quarter gets underway when we return right here on Salina Post.
Summer travel can damage and destroy your tires. Commercial Tire Centers encourages you to check for proper inflation. Underinflation or overinflation, along with the extreme Kansas heat, can cause a blowout, damage to your vehicle, and even cause accidents. Make sure your passenger car, truck, RV, and trailer tires are all ready to hit the road when you visit Commercial Tire. We'll even check your spare tire. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer. The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
When there is wastewater backing up into your home, time is crucial. Hours are precious to minimize the mess and damage. That is where Salina Septic Service looks out for you with direct access to their dispatch board, so you can schedule the first available appointment. Upload pictures and description of your problem on the Salina Septic Service website and secure your appointment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Money-saving specials now and information on worry-free service plans when you visit salinasepticservice.com.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
Welcome back inside here. It's the Equity Bank broadcast booth in Ellsworth, Kansas. Tyler Henry joined by Brooks Garrettson as we head to quarter number 3, and the Ellsworth Bearcats will take the opening kick here of the second half. Just to remind you of how we got to this point, Ellsworth forced a turnover on downs as Minneapolis had first down and goal from the 5. They turned it over on the very next play. Landon Johnson took the ball 96 yards the other way for an Ellsworth touchdown. The two teams would then trade turnovers, but Minneapolis was able to get on the board to tie this game up on a 29-yard touchdown connection from Owen Just all the way down the field to Joseph Wool. And then after losing the ball on the kickoff, Ellsworth was able to get it right back. Landon Johnson housed a 50-yard touchdown run to put Ellsworth back on top 14-7. Brayton Peters, following a long Minneapolis drive, would punch it in from 1 yard out to tie the score up once again. But Landon Johnson continues to be the difference, this time on a 9-yard touchdown run to give Ellsworth the 20-14 halftime lead. Brooks, any adjustments you're looking to see either of these two teams make as we head into quarter number 3?
Yeah, as far as Ellsworth adjustments, they need to take away the short bubble screens. Cornerbacks have to fight through the receivers' blocks to try to blow up those plays that Minneapolis has been able to capitalize on. As far as Minneapolis adjustments, figure out a way to stop Landon Johnson, and you just might get out of this game alive. But as far as that goes, I'm sure there's been talks in the halftime, and I'm sure there's plans set for both of those adjustments. We'll see how it shakes out here in the second half.
Step number 1 would be don't kick the ball to Landon Johnson. That will effectively do the job, as this is going to take a bounce and, a dangerous recovery there for Ellsworth. But they are going to jump on it. They'll bring the offense back onto the field, and they will have it at about the 30-yard line. Yeah, I don't expect any of the remaining kickoffs in this game, Brooks, to go anywhere near Landon Johnson.
Yeah, I wouldn't even put it in the same zip code as the kid because he just has the ability to blow things up. That time, they nearly got another muffed punt look, dropping it in the dead zone. You could call it the Bermuda Triangle of a kickoff return. But Dax Leiker going up and hustling and getting that ball down for the Bearcats.
So it's first down and 10 here for Ellsworth. They've got the ball at their own 30-yard line. No surprise here. Landon Johnson lined up directly behind quarterback Will Donley. Donley in the pistol, takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff. That goes to Johnson. Johnson goes ahead for a yard, and it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that play was dead before it started. Fantastic defensive pressure from the front 4 of Minneapolis. Again, Minneapolis sticking to that 4-3 defense throughout the whole first half. I expect to see it throughout the second half as well, Tyler. Good gap fill there from Ryan Myers, one of the D tackles.
So it is 2nd and 9. We'll see if Minneapolis can tighten things up a little bit here. Their defenses look good aside from the few big gash plays. They just have to make sure not to let that speed of Johnson beat them. We wonder if those safeties might start playing just a little bit deeper. 2nd down, it's another handoff, this time off the right tackle. Cutting it back to the inside. It's a shorter gain, this time of 4 again, and it's Landon Johnson. No surprise. Another carry for him, but that's the kind of volume that he works with, Brooks. 37 carries through his first 2 games.
Yeah, and we'll see if that stamina can withstand this second half as he just continues to be the reliable back for Ellsworth.
10:45 to go here in quarter number 3 with the lead and the football, trying to take a 2-possession lead. Bearcats, I'm sure, would love to milk some time off this clock, even with it being early second half. Shotgun set. They need to find a way to pick this up. Donley back in the shotgun. See if they want to go to the air. It's a toss play to the outside. It's read well, but unable to make the tackle. Johnson churning the legs, will not have enough for the first down as he gets ahead for a gain of maybe 2. And you wonder if we might see the punt team come onto the field here for Ellsworth.
Yeah, Ellsworth, 3 receivers in a bunch set there on the right-hand side of the formation, trying to just give Johnson a blocking brigade on the pitch play, but good defensive pressure works through those blocks on the outside and stops any forward progress.
4th and 4 here for the Ellsworth Bearcats, and they are going to punt this away. So they will kick it back deep at his own 35. Now the ball is going to skip off. It'll angle at about the 35, and that's where that will be down. So a quick 3 and out, a good stop for Minneapolis, and another opportunity for the Lions to tie this game.
And a fantastic defensive start for the Lions, doing exactly what we needed to see out of them adjustment-wise if they wish to have success tonight, and that is stopping the dangerous run of Landon Johnson.
So Johnson stopped the offense back on the field here for Minneapolis. They have there's no doubting it here, Brooks. They've strung together good drives all game long. They've only punched in 2 scores. They finish these drives, they could be up really big right now.
Yeah, they certainly have.
Owen Just back at it. Motion man is going to not receive it. He's got balls on the ground, and Ellsworth is on it. They faked it to the motion man. They tried to keep it with Just. He had the ball punched out. The only question is, was he down before the ball popped loose? Ellsworth thinks they've got it. Still waiting on the motion here from our official. And it is. So the Ellsworth Bearcats are going to recover a fumble on the very first play and give it back to Ellsworth.
Man, my oh my, Bearcats capitalizing on a Lion mistake there. Lions have not really had much success from the pre-snap motion there, Tyler. That time, Owen just taking a little too long on that mesh. Ball gets tangled up between the arms and the belly and ends up on the grass and in the hands of the opposition.
That is the first turnover of this game. It could prove to be a costly one if Ellsworth can take advantage, but now the Bearcats have to get it going on offense once again. Empty backfield for Will Donnelly. 3 receivers stacked to the far side of the screen. They've got a lone receiver lined up at the bottom of the screen. Taking their time here on the play call. And if I'm not mistaken, that is Will Donnelly, the quarterback, unless I'm losing my mind, lined up in the slot here on the near side.
Yeah, you're not losing your mind, Tyler. The Bearcats go to Wildcat here with Tucker Goss.
Okay.
In the backfield at QB.
So Goss at quarterback, a Wildcat look, and they are going to let him throw it. The catch made there on the far sideline, churning the legs, still able to stay on the feet, and breaking tackles all the way to the end zone. It's an Ellsworth touchdown unless he stepped out.
Yeah, they're going to say he stepped out right at the 4 as Dax Liker gets loose after a short little hitch route on the outside, but we have a flag back here at the line of scrimmage. It may have been holding on one of Ellsworth's outside receivers, again trying to run. Yeah, and it will be a holding against the Bearcats. Ellsworth trying to get a little bit of the Lions, their medicine there, get quick bubble outs, and get some yards after the catch. Dax did it, but unfortunately it would be off of a hold, which will send them all the way back. A really positive play there out of the Wildcat, Tyler.
Well, and that's the other thing here, Brooks. 6 penalties against Ellsworth. Almost all of them have been 10 yards, 15 yards, or more. So that's going to bring up first down and 20 for Ellsworth. It'll back them all the way up to the 35 or to the 55. They are going to give this off to Landon Johnson, who is looking to cut this back, and they're going to continue moving in the wrong direction as Johnson has brought down Ryan Myers all over it, and Landon Johnson dropped for a loss of 1.
Yeah, just absolutely no leverage created on the outside there on the halfback stretch to Johnson. Myers is all over it from the jump. Good pursuit as well by Logan Haley.
8:53 remaining here in the third quarter of play. Ellsworth holding a 20-14 lead, and second down, and boy, at this point, Minneapolis to go for them to pick up this first down. Donnelly back in the shotgun. It's going to be another give. This one goes off the right guard, and it's a big gash gain off the right side, this time for Tucker Goss, who is able to get them close to the original line of scrimmage and make this a little more manageable.
Yeah, Goss, another reliable back for Ellsworth. Hasn't gotten many touches tonight, but has had success with the ball in his hands. One of the bigger kids out there, Tyler.
Third down and 12. We've only seen Ellsworth go to the air officially 3 times tonight. Did they go back to the air here? Snap back to Donnelly. They do want to go to the air. They will fire it out. The catch is made, but well shy of the line to gain. Coming up to make the tackle that time, Brayton Peters on the near side as the catch was hauled in by Cooper McGowan. So it's 4th and 10.
Yeah, Donnelly with just a quick hitch route connects to McGowan on the outside. Good coverage there by Peters for Minneapolis, not letting him get any yards after the catch.
And Ellsworth going to keep the offense on the field here. Tucker Goss is lined up in the left hip pocket of Will Donnelly on 4th and 10. They want to go back to the air again. They'll fire it out. The catch is made. It is near the sticks, but it is short. And Minneapolis comes up with a huge stop as that time Dax Leiker unable to get across the sticks for the first down, and Minneapolis will take over.
Yeah, Leiker coming back to the football. Trying to make the completion, which he does, but in doing so, coming back to that pass, will not get the yard to gain. Turnover on downs.
And suddenly this has turned into a bit of a defensive duel after we had a late ground shootout early on. Here's a handoff right side. That goes for a short gain. Brayton Peters finds maybe a yard. And it sets up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Minneapolis shying away from that pre-snap motion after that fumble on the previous series, but able to make a turnover on downs and have no damage from that fumble.
All of this does keep keep that clock moving. 6:40 to go, 3rd quarter. As Minneapolis ducks back into the shotgun here with Owen Just. They've gone to the air, they've gone to the screen game a lot, and here is another screen, although this time it is just too low for Zach Nelson, who's had himself a big day. It's another incompletion. It brings up 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, that'll be a ball just below the strike zone as Lomberger tries to make the completion. A completion that you don't want to make there, Tyler, is he had screaming Bearcats heading for him.
Yeah,
the adjustment that Ellsworth needs to make on that screenplay.
And if you're a quarterback, you want to try to make sure you don't lay or lead your guy into getting laid out. They will empty the backfield here for Owen Just, needing to pick this up. Man goes out in motion into the flat. Just steps up in the pocket, fires it that way, but he took a shot as he let it go, and I think that was enough to affect the path of the pass. He was looking for his big tight end, Grant Rice. Instead, it's 4th and 8.
Yeah, and these defenses just continue to rise up for both teams, forcing 4th downs. Minneapolis forced a punt here deep in their own territory.
And somebody different. Back here, Dax Leiker is the man who will return this punt if Minneapolis gives him the opportunity. So no opportunity for a Landon Johnson run back, as this is a very short punt. That's going to bounce out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And that is where Ellsworth will put the offense back on the field with 6:15 remaining here in quarter number 3.
Yeah, a little bit of wind from the north blowing from the left to the right on your screen at home as we sit on the home bleachers on the west side of this stadium here at Ellsworth High.
It's starting to feel like fall. It's the last summer game of the calendar. 74 degrees. Again, rain and lightning wreaking havoc across the state of Kansas.
Yeah, and this Bermuda grass on this field loves the heat. A beautiful natural surface here at Ellsworth.
Ellsworth setting up shop here. They've got a tight end out in front. 2 backs are going to join Will Donnelly. He will give it to the closer of those 2 backs, darting through the line again. And it's another big run of 10 yards for Landon Johnson.
Yeah, Ellsworth just really comfortable in this 12-man personnel with 2 running backs behind the quarterback and a tight end just behind the guard and tackle, continuing to have success with that triple option look with the dive to one of the running backs and the quarterback keeper with the pitch man.
Johnson will line up to the right side here of Will Donnelly. He'll have Tucker Goss for company Actually, Dax Leifer for company on his left. Two receivers split out to the near side of the screen. It's a handoff. It goes again to Johnson, who finds his way to the 39-yard line. It's a short gain of 4. It'll keep things moving here on the 15th carry of the day for Landon Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson just continuing to follow his tight end Goss there as Goss steps up, and essentially that's 6 offensive linemen in the run game for the Bearcats.
We haven't talked too much about this, but Landon Johnson last season was the RB3 for this team.
Showing his ability to play RB1 tonight. It's been all Johnson for the Bearcats. He having a hat trick. 3 touchdowns.
5 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. 2nd down and 6 from the Minneapolis 44-yard line. Donnelly back in the pistol, takes the snap, fakes the pitch. Now he will toss this to the outside. Dax Leicher, though, going to be cut down well behind the line to gain. He is going to lose 4 yards. And moving in the wrong direction here are the Bearcats.
Another great edge set by Kingston Darnay. Also, Ryan Myers. Fantastic defensive pursuit for the Lions. Shutting down both looks there as they corral Donnelly and force the pitch.
Well, this Brooks is an excellent chance for Minneapolis to get that defense off the field. It's 3rd down and 12. You wonder if the Bearcats would roll the dice and try to go for it, if they can make this more manageable. Trying to give themselves a chance to potentially return a punt. It's another handoff. Again, it goes to Johnson. Johnson this time goes nowhere, found maybe 2 yards. And it's going to be 4th and 10 and a call to be made here for the Bearcats.
Yeah, great tackle there by Jacob Herr. Just coming up and making a play. Minneapolis doing what they need to do and stopping that aggressive run game that the Bearcats are capable of.
So it will be a punt here for Ellsworth. Minneapolis can have a chance again for their special teams maybe to do something special here. As back deep to return, it's Joseph Wool. Punt is away. Wool going to field this at the 10-yard line. Makes one man miss, leaning his way to the far sideline, looking for blockers up to the 20, across the 30, out of bounds at about the 31. And again, neither of these teams giving an inch, and we have got an injured player. I believe the player that dove at the legs of the returner that time, down for Ellsworth.
Also looks like there's some laundry on the field.
As for the injured player, he's got a teammate stretching him out, which would lead you to believe that's probably in the area of a cramp. At least that's what we hope. And nothing more serious than that. Still have to check that flag, though. So it is a hold against Minneapolis. That is going to push the field position back and take about 10 yards off this return, as the downed Bearcat able to get up and walk off the field here. That is Jackson Manier.
Yeah, luckily, love to see Manier on his own power. Looked like just a little calf cramp, able to stretch it out and get back in the game here shortly.
So Manier off the field, the Minneapolis offense back on the field. The two teams exchanging punts here. Still no scores in the third quarter of action. 5 touchdowns in the first half, nothing so far here in the second. Just will take the snap, wants to roll out, throws an off-balance pass, but the catch is made at the 18. An awkward tackle is made as the catch made by Joseph Wool, who just continues to haul in everything in his vicinity, this time for a gain of 6.
Yeah, good tackle there by James Thompson as Wool tries to spin out of it. Johnson holds on for dear life.
Sets up a 2nd down and 6. Wool's last 4 catches have all been for 6 yards. No more, no less. 2:28 to go here in quarter number 3. Time starting to wind down. Minneapolis still trailing in this game, 20-14. Here is a handoff up the right side, and boy, just not a lot of room on the ground tonight. Brooks Ellsworth has done a great job taking that away.
Yeah, they certainly have. Ellsworth just continuing to have success in the 4-4-3 look with 4 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers.
And they're actually going to say that was enough for the first down. It gets the Lions up to the 25. So Minneapolis moving the ball well here. Again, moving the ball has not been the problem for Minneapolis. But they have turned the ball over on downs or been backed out of the red zone 4 times already tonight. Shotgun set here for Owen Just. 2 receivers lined up to the near side. He will take the snap, fires an out, catch made in the flat. One more move across to the 33-yard line. And again, guess who? It's Joseph Wool.
Yeah, Minneapolis sticking to their bread and butter there. Just a quick pitch and catch here. Oh, and you don't want to see this if you're a Lion fan. Wool on his back on the sideline, getting stretched by a teammate. Again, looked like a cramp here in week 3 of hot Kansas high school football. Our current temperature on the field, 79 degrees.
And while we've got a quick break in the action, I want to take this moment to remind you that coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by Sage Products. Sage Products in Salina is your supplier of janitorial products for your home and business. From paper towels and soap and items from ceiling to floor, you'll see products from Sage. You can get the same home field advantage at your home or office by visiting SageSelects.com. Coverage tonight also brought to you by the good folks at Equity Bank, Salina Pain Clinic, Messenger Total Promotions, and the Bennington State Bank. We'll try to keep you up on the Bennington State Bank scoreboard, but yeah, Brooks, that has been kind of its own very unique mess tonight with some games getting canceled, some games getting called early that count. We've got games that get postponed. Had a couple of games that got called before the end of the quarter that, as far as we understand, there's no interest in finishing the game at a later date. So it's going to be intriguing to see how all of this shakes out. Of course, keep it tuned to the Salina Post Twitter at @SPostSports for all the latest highlights, scores, updates, and articles for your favorite area teams. Injured player up off the field under his own power. Again, that's what you love to see, and it's 2nd and 2 here for Minneapolis. Clock going to wind here with 1:33 to go in quarter number 3. Owen Just with 2 guys for company in the backfield. He'll give it on the outside. There is no room for Zach Nelson, who is shut down for a loss, and it brings up 3rd and 4.
Yeah, great pressure there. And a nice edge set by Tyler Conley of Ellsworth to just shut down anything to the outside and send the run back to his teammates.
So it's 3rd down and 3. And that, well, no, still a full minute to go. A timeout is called. And it's called by the Lions. We'll take it with them. Back with more when we return. It's our game of the week. It's brought to you by our good friends at Commercial Tire Center.
Summer travel can damage and destroy your tires. Commercial Tire Centers encourages you to check for proper inflation. Underinflation or overinflation, along with the extreme Kansas heat, can cause a blowout, damage to your vehicle, and even cause accidents. Make sure your passenger car, truck, RV, and trailer tires are all ready to hit the road when you visit Commercial Tire. We'll even check your spare tire. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Welcome back inside the Equity Bank broadcast booth. Tyler Henry alongside Brooks Garrettson here from Ellsworth, Kansas. The homestanding Bearcats holding a 20-14 lead. But, boy, Brooks, this has been a really fun back-and-forth matchup, and it's turned into a defensive duel here in the second half.
It sure has. An exciting first-half battle with Minneapolis driving the ball and Ellsworth capitalizing on some explosive plays. Has put us in a 6-point ball game.
It's a big 3rd down and 4 for Owen Just in the shotgun. He is going to fire this out beyond the extent of the reach there of the receiver. He was looking for Zach Nelson. He does not link it up. And it's 4th down and 4 for Minneapolis, and I believe a punt coming up here for the Lions.
Yeah, Minneapolis Goes to one of their tried and true plays of the evening, just trying to get a bubble screen set up to Nelson with Lohnberger out to block for him, but just cannot connect, and it'll force the Lions to punt.
Punt team back on, and the snap is over the head of the punter. It's going to roll all the way back to the 5. He'll pick it up and manage to get the punt away. Boy, what a lucky roll now this is for Minneapolis, and they're going to salvage what could have been a disaster. It could have been field position for Ellsworth all the way back at the 5-yard line. Instead, they managed to punt that ball back into Ellsworth territory. What a salvage job that time for the Minneapolis punter.
Yeah, it took what could have been a dagger and able to get it off of his foot for a net punt of about 20 yards.
So after 5 first-half touchdowns, a 3-and-out, a lost fumble, a turnover on downs, and 3 straight punts have put the Ellsworth offense back on the field right where they started this half, leading the way 20-14, and here they come. Once again, Will Donnelly will hand it off, and Landon Johnson will find nothing. Matter of fact, it's another loss of 2.
Yeah, Grant Rice, the first Lion to get in on the attack there. In the backfield, a good loss of 2 tackle as Minneapolis starting to get the number of this Bearcat offensive run scheme.
You look at Landon Johnson's 17 carries tonight. He has had just 4 that have gone for 10 yards or more, but a 10-yarder, a 10-yarder, a 50-yarder, a 96-yarder, 3 of those touchdowns. And that run going to take us down to the end of quarter number 3. We will step away, but when we come back, it's the 4th and final quarter. Ellsworth in the driver's seat here at home. Coverage of our game of the week brought to you by Scott Osherman of Salina of American Family Insurance.
Life is better with American Family Insurance because our agents provide specialized local expertise to help you get the right coverage at the right price. We understand that farming and ranching is at the heart of what you do, and we want to help protect what you've worked so hard for. Let's build the policy your farm and ranch deserves.
Contact Scott Osherman, agent at Scott Osherman Agency, Inc. at 785-392-3111 today.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Welcome back in here to the Equity Bank broadcast booth in Ellsworth, Kansas. Tyler Henry alongside Brooks Garrettson as we get you ready for quarter number 4. Want to take this moment to remind you that coverage of tonight's game is brought to you by Salina Regional Health Center. They are hiring. See all their open positions and start your new career today with Salina Regional by visiting srhc.com. Brooks, I'll tell you what, the salvaging of the punt to keep Minneapolis in this game, that is an early candidate for our smart play of the game presented by Smart Insurance with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. That might just take the cake.
Yeah, it certainly could. Field position a crucial part of tonight's game.
Ellsworth with the offense back on the field, looking for that spark that got them up early, and there's Johnson plunging ahead. He's going to find about 10 yards. It won't be enough for the first down, but it does make this 3rd down and 2 a lot more manageable.
Yeah, certainly does. 2nd and 12 to 3rd and 2. You got a lot more plays in your playbook for 2 yards than 12. A nice 2nd down run to set up shop.
Well, and after really Minneapolis' defense has done an excellent job containing Johnson. That's the first double-digit run he's broken off since very early in the 3rd quarter. We're now in the 4th and final quarter. 20-14, the lead right now for the homestanding Bearcats. Looking to pick this up on 3rd down and 3. Will Donnelly back in the pistol, motions the man across the formation, takes the snap, hands it off. This is Johnson spinning off one tackler, still making men miss it. He cuts it back in the lane, and it's a foot race. He's tripped up at the 15-yard line, but Landon Johnson just continues to break off big gains, this time for a good 25 yards, and he puts his Bearcats in the red zone.
Yeah, Landon Johnson, another fantastic run, making the touchdown-saving tackle for Minneapolis. Braden Johnson of the Lions able to wrangle him down on the 15.
So the Coyotes are Wow, the Bearcats back to work here as they will pick up the big gain. 10:48 to go, fourth quarter. And from the 15-yard line, it's a look here for Donley. He's got Johnson lined up to his left. He's got Dax Leiker lined up to his right. They will take the snap, and boy, maybe the wrong read that time as they went ahead and gave it to Leiker, and Leiker finds nothing.
Yeah, Donley mad at himself there for giving the dive as Minneapolis crashed inside and took any chance of the inside run away.
Second down and 11. Here for the Bearcats after the loss of 1. Trying to sort this out again, looking to take a 2-score lead. You feel like the way their defense has been playing, that might be enough to get them over the finish line. Donley in the shotgun. Takes it here, looking to give to Johnson, fakes it, keeps it himself. Now Donley's on the run up the middle, lowers the shoulder at the 10-yard line and delivers a big hit.
Yeah, Donley calling his own number there as he drops back to pass, doesn't see anything he likes, steps up in the pocket, and goes for about a 5-yard scramble.
So it's just the third run of the day for Will Donley. They will tee it up now. 3rd and 6. They can still pick up the first down without scoring. Landon Johnson lined up directly behind. Here is the give to Johnson up the middle and navigates traffic to about the 5. Looks like they're going to mark him down shy of the sticks, which would make this a 4th down and 1. That's Owen Just, the quarterback, making the tackle on the other side.
Yeah, part of what makes small town high school sports so exciting. Guys playing on both sides of the ball, making plays however they can for their teammates. And
so a timeout for Ellsworth will give us a chance to catch our breaths. We'll step away when we come back. Ellsworth with the football, 8:27 to go here in quarter number 4. Here on the Salina Postgame of the Week, brought to you by Commercial Tire Center.
Summer travel can damage and destroy your tires. Commercial Tire Centers encourages you to check for proper inflation. Underinflation or overinflation, along with the extreme Kansas heat, can cause a blowout, damage to your vehicle, and even cause accidents. Make sure your passenger car, truck, RV, and trailer tires are all ready to hit the road when you visit Commercial Tire. We'll even check your spare tire. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
So welcome back in once again to the Equity Bank broadcast booth. Tyler Henry alongside Brooks Garrettson. 4th down and 1 here for Ellsworth. Fresh out of the timeout. We'll see where they want to go with this. It's going to be a give up the middle. Boy, it looked like the ball might have popped loose there at the end. I believe Landon Johnson's knee was down first after a short gain, and it's going to be enough to move the stick. So that'll set up a 1st and goal, and now the Bearcats with 4 cracks at the end zone here.
Officials circled around the ball discussing how they want to rule this still.
And I'll tell you what, where they spotted this, yeah, they're calling for a measurement right now. Where they spotted it, there's a chance that they turn him over on downs here, Brooks, and that could be a huge momentum swinger.
And now comes one of the funniest things in football, the good old measurement of a chain. And they'll say it'll be just enough for the first down. Ellsworth now with 4 cracks at the goal line on, let's call it the 4.5-yard line.
So like you said, 1st and goal, I would expect a heavy dose of Landon Johnson. This is also where Tucker Goss has gotten some good power back type carries. Right now, it is Johnson in the backfield. Johnson lined up behind Donley in the pistol. 3 touchdown runs already for the senior tailback. They will give it to Johnson up the middle, still keeping his feet underneath him, and he's in for the score. Landon Johnson, have yourself a day. It's his 4th rushing touchdown of the contest, and the Bearcats take a 2-score lead.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. As Ellsworth continues to lean on Johnson, and Johnson continues to answer the call for the Bearcats.
Chance here to extend the lead further. 2 for 3 on PATs today is Bo Kyler.
And it looks like they're going to go for 2, Tyler, to make that 2-score lead even more official, with the Bearcats missing their previous extra point kick.
I like the call. We'll see where they want to go with it. Right now, Landon Johnson is lined up to the left of Donley, who just wants to take it himself up the middle. I don't think he got it. No, he's short. So the touchdown is good. Landon Johnson's got his 4th. Ellsworth's got a 26-14 lead, and we've got 7:47 left to go in this contest. We'll step away, back with more when we return. The game of the week brought to you by Scott Osherman at American Family Insurance.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits. APAC is an equal opportunity employer. The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back into the Equity Bank broadcast booth. Tyler Henry, Brooks Garrettson, as we head deeper into quarter number 4. 7:47 remaining here in the contest. And Brooks, after that touchdown, you got to think if Ellsworth can continue playing the brand of defense they've been playing here early on in this half, they may have this one wrapped up. But we've seen some good deep shots here from Minnie already.
Yeah, they certainly do have the chance to kind of breathe comfortably. Now with a 2-score lead, Ellsworth looking to kick it away and send on that strong defense back to the field.
So they will look to kick this off. 7:47 left to go. And remember, Minneapolis has already burned 1 timeout here in this half. They've got just 2 remaining. So a quick turnover, maybe another score could put this game on ice, but for all intents and purposes, still a full quarter of play left in this ball game, and a chance here for the Lions to try and come back. We'll see if they can set themselves up with good field position. This one taken to the 25-yard line, looking for a crease, not finding much, up to about the 35. That is where the Lion offense will set up shop.
Yeah, Lawnberger coming up and catching that ball in the air, but not having much of an alley to go to. Ends up getting tackled at about the 35.5-yard line. One thing that Minneapolis will kind of need to do is speed up this offense a little bit. Been kind of slow between plays throughout this game, but clock not really on their side as they are down 2 scores here with about halfway to go in the 4th quarter.
They will take a shotgun snap just as chased out of the pocket, still on the run, fires this over the middle. Somehow the catch is made there at the 50-yard line, Oh, my goodness. They found a way to get it to Zach Nelson. And it's across the sticks for a big gain.
My, oh, my. Just delivering a dot to the sideline with a Bearcat in his back pocket. An absolute dime. And Nelson takes the catch and tacks on a few more after. And I believe steps out of bounds. Yes, he does step out of bounds to stop the clock. 7:33 here to go in the ballgame.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 43. Once again, Minneapolis is on the march. See if they want to keep going to the air. They've been good with the dinks and the dunks and the screen passes as Just is going to fire it out. He hits another open receiver on the far side of the field. It's a gain of 8. And Minneapolis, boy, they have just had that anytime they've wanted it tonight.
Yeah, they certainly have. Another good pass from Just, connecting to Joseph Wool. Nice tackle there by Jace Thomason. These Lions have been able to slip some tackles and create some yards after the catch. Thomason able to shut it down that time for the Bearcats.
2nd and 4 from the 44-yard line. They will fake the handoff, go the other way. No, they do give here on the near side of the field. Fooled everybody, including me. And up to the 31. That's going to be good for a 1st down and more as they are able to get a big run there for Brayton Peters.
Yeah, Peters walking a little gingerly after another good run for the Lions. And like you mentioned, Tyler, Owen Just carrying out the fakes well after the handoff. That can pull a safety and give your guy with the ball another chance to make a couple more yards. You love to see it in a proficient offense.
Fresh set of downs to work with. 6:21 to go. Snap back to Just. Pump fakes once. Steps up in the pocket. Now he wants to go deep. He's got a wide open man, and the catch is made all the way down to the 1-yard line. They lost the ball, but they're going to say he was down before it mattered. And Joseph Wool just continues to make huge play after huge play for Minneapolis. It's 1st and goal here for the Lions.
Man, Wool just finding open space, and Owen Just keeping his eyes downfield as he steps up in the pocket and delivers another great pass.
That was a nasty pump fake to get the guy on the corner there to bite and allow the receiver to spring free. Brayton Peters lined up directly behind Just in the pistol. We'll see where they want to go. It is a handoff to Peters going nowhere. Ellsworth all over it, and a huge stop up front. Ethan Tully all over it.
Yeah, Minneapolis O-line just looking uncomfortable with that power run call. Ellsworth defensive line turning up the heat. Good pressure there on the line of scrimmage and getting a tackle for loss.
Don't forget, the first drive of the game for Minneapolis stalled out right here on this very goal line. They had 4 chances. Here's another snap. They want to throw it up in the air. It's intercepted. Taken away here by the Ellsworth Bearcats, and they're going to get the biggest pick of the game at the goal line. That might have just iced it as Ellsworth's Micah Galvin leaps up and takes it away from the receiver. And here comes the Bearcat offense with 5:10 remaining in this game.
Yeah, Coach Flax tries to catch the Bearcats sleeping as he calls a quick tight end pop pass on the line of scrimmage. I don't hate it, Tyler, as Ellsworth's defense has been really locked down, but just misses his tight end, and an unfortunate interception for the Lions on the goal line.
And with 5:10 remaining and the whole length of the field to go, well, they might get the whole length because there's Landon Johnson. He is tripped up barely at the 30-yard line. Call it a gain of 25. Landon Johnson almost put this game on ice all by himself.
Yeah, that's Zach Nelson of Minneapolis making the shoelace tackle on Johnson as he tried to turn on the afterburners on the near sideline.
They're going to stop him at the 27. If he had gotten past that tackle, he was gone. And we've seen him do that already. He has 4 touchdowns today. He has all 4 touchdowns for the Ellsworth Bearcats. Johnson still lined up as the back in the pistol set, right behind Will Donley. This Minneapolis defense has spent a lot of time in the second half on the field. A lot of these guys play two ways. You wonder how the fatigue is setting in, although this snap is going to have to be recovered by Johnson. Officially, that will go down as a loss on the play. And that'll hurt, backing him up at 2nd and 15.
Yeah, missed snap to the left shoulder of Donley will end up with just a broken play.
So, timeout called by Minneapolis. We'll step away as well. Back with more when we return. It's coverage of your high school game of the week on Salina Post. It's brought to you today by Commercial Tire Center.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Welcome back into the Equity Bank broadcast booth. Tyler Henry, Brooks Garrettson coming up on the postgame show. Try to get you some final scores as we take a look around the state of Kansas and, boy, not only see what the final scores were, but who made it across the finish line. If we can get through the final 5 minutes of this one, this might be one of the only games that actually goes final in 4 official quarters tonight. Weather really wreaking havoc across the entire state of Kansas. 2nd down and 16 here for the Bearcats. They're going to give this to Johnson off the right side. Johnson has a bit of a lane. Another diving tackle. There's a flag thrown. We'll have to check it, but Johnson's off to the races. Crosses midfield. Landon Johnson, pending the flag, is going to pick up his 5th rushing touchdown of the day. And this one comes from 80 yards away, but we'll have to take a look at the little yellow piece of fabric down at the 30-yard line, and it looks like, Brooks, this might be coming back. Boy, I think the band thinks so too. That might be the saddest cutoff of a fight song I've ever heard, and yeah, here we go. It's an offensive hold. The band was into it, man. They were playing the fight song. Johnson gets his 5th touchdown of the day, and as everyone realizes it, right on down to the trumpet falling off at the last second. Oh, no, the humanity.
Just another explosive play from Landon Johnson as he jogs back the long distance he just covered, trying to get back to the new line of scrimmage here after the holding penalty.
I mean, Johnson's still going to be okay. He's got over 250 yards and 4 touchdowns today. I want someone to go check in on the trumpet section to make sure they're okay.
Yeah, and Johnson will check out after the monster run.
Well, it's going to be 2nd and 25 here. Brooks, do you have any plays in the playbook for that?
We need the good old 26-yard play. Maybe I don't know, whatever is your most reliable 26-yard play, I suppose.
To be fair, it is 2nd down. They can chip away at it just a little bit as they do have Will Donley back in the shotgun ready to go. He will take the snap. It's going to be a give up the middle. That's not going to get it done as they find maybe 2 yards on the play.
Minneapolis still breathing after what would have been a dagger of a touchdown taken off the board with the holding penalty. Now 3rd and long. Minneapolis can force a punt here and possibly stay in this ball game if they get a quick score off of a turnover.
And they've got life, Brooks. I mean, 4:05 left to go. You've got time for a quick score. You don't even necessarily have to kick an onside kick, although you think they'll probably try that if they can. But it all starts with making sure you don't give up anything explosive here. Here's the other thing that I don't know if Minneapolis thought about. You call timeout here. You're giving a little more time for Landon Johnson to get a good drink of water and a little more oxygen back in his lungs. We'll see if he comes back out for this play.
Oh, no. That's something that Lion coaches may not have been considering for this timeout. Nonetheless, needing to stop the clock to stay alive in this ball game. Big 3rd down here on the ball game.
It's going to be a big play coming up. Minneapolis has now used all 3 of their timeouts with time winding down. 4:05 remaining in the ball game. It's been the Landon Johnson show tonight. He has 4 touchdowns. He just had an 80-yarder taken off the board. And number 4 is back out there right now. He will join Will Donnelly in the backfield on this 3rd down play.
Yeah, and if I had to guess, this play is going in the hands of number 4, as Ellsworth will probably, well, that's a tough call. 3rd and long here. 3rd and long here. You want to get the first down, but you also want to maintain possession of the ball, not throw a pick.
3rd and 26. Landon Johnson took one 80 yards the other way. It was called back for a hold. They're going to give it to Johnson, and this time he finds maybe a yard back to the 10. It's 4th down, and the punt team, I would imagine, coming on here for Ellsworth.
That brings up a 4th down.
Yes, and here comes the punting crew for the Bearcats. Snap could not be more important, Tyler, on this procedure. You need a good snap. And while I mentioned that, the long snapper for the Bearcats is quarterback Will Donnelly.
It certainly is. Donnelly,
your most accurate passer, your most accurate snapper as well.
Well, and Landon Johnson is your punter. I mean, that's the other piece of this, too.
2 guys comfortable with the football for the Bearcats.
Yes, sir. I don't see any trickeration here. I think we're just going to see Ellsworth do the safe thing and punt this away. Snap does come back to Johnson. Johnson gets it away. It's a booming punt. That's going to take a bounce out of bounds at the 50. That might be the best case scenario, as you don't risk an opportunity for a Joseph Wohl return. Here comes Minneapolis, Brooks. Down 2 scores, 2:57 to go. Ball game on the line. And you look to Owen Just, your junior quarterback, and you ask, what do you got, kid? Let's see it.
Yeah, Minneapolis been driving the ball all game long with a few 3-and-out exceptions. Lions looking into their bag of tricks, having a lot of success with passes behind the line of scrimmage. You wonder if they want to stretch it out. Just has been more and more comfortable in this game. We've seen some scrambles. We've seen some passes on the run. We'll see what he can pull out here as this ball game starts to wind down.
Last gasp for the Minneapolis Lions. They need 2 scores, but don't forget a missed extra point and a missed 2-point conversion have made this close, although a trip-up tackle and a big sack. And guess who? It's Landon Johnson, who gets back on the defensive end for a loss of 3. That'll keep the clock running here as well.
Minneapolis trying to hurry as clock continues to run off.
They got to go quickly back up to the line. 2:35 left to go. They will fire it out. Near side, catch made. 35 up to the 39-yard line. Once again, Joseph Wohl able to haul it in, but he's tackled inbounds, and the clock keeps running.
Yeah, it couldn't have been a more important tackle there for Goss as he's able to get him inbounds.
Minneapolis back to the air, 2:17, just on a pump fake. Throws over the middle, has a wide open receiver at the 30-yard line, still navigating traffic. He might be able to get out of bounds, although now he cuts it back to the inside, bouncing around at the 22-yard line. Time becoming a big factor, and Minneapolis trying to work their way down the field. It's a great catch and run for Daxton Hess.
That's Zach Nelson on that completion and making men miss after the catch.
Final 2 minutes. Just steps up, wants to throw. It is caught at the 5, and the drive is alive as this time they're able to get it to Grant Rice, the big tight end, and Minneapolis knocking on the door all of a sudden of a touchdown here.
Minneapolis trying to stay fast here as clock continues to roll.
1st and goal from the 5. Snap back to Just. Dancing around in the pocket. Dumps it off. Catch is made by the running back. He gets blasted down at the 1. No, he's in. Touchdown, Minneapolis. And the Lions are alive on a touchdown catch by Brayton Peters. He got shut down but was able to break the plane. Boy, a lightning strike drive. Brooks, that took less than a minute off the clock.
Yeah, and Owen Just calls his own number and takes the Minneapolis Lions down for a textbook 2-minute drill, connecting with multiple receivers and multiple route trees and just carving through Ellsworth's defense.
Not what you come to expect, especially out of an Ellsworth defense that's been so good. The PAT on the way, and the kick is good. And Brooks Garrettson, we're looking at a 5-point game with 1:41 left to go. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. This has turned into a much more competitive football game than what it might have looked like on paper. That's why you play the games. But I've been really impressed with Minneapolis, and when they needed him most, boy, Owen Just looked really, really good in the 2-minute drill.
He certainly did, connecting with Joseph Wohl, Grant Rice, and Brayton Peters to knock it in for the touchdown. Also, Zach Nelson with some shifty moves after the catch earlier in that series. Just a textbook offensive drive through the air for the Lions to put them within reach and within striking distance. It's a 5-point game, ladies and gentlemen. This has been an absolute joy of a football game.
And now it comes down to one of the wildest plays in all of football. They're going to have to try the onside kick. Even with the amount of time remaining, they don't have any timeouts left. It wouldn't be able to take it all the way down, but Ellsworth would be able to kill most of the clock, and you don't want to risk a Hail Mary shot. You want to give yourself time as an offense to try to get this going.
Absolutely. And with the war that has occurred here on this late Friday night, it'll all come down to the crazy, unpredictable bounces of what we call the pigskin and its oblong shape. We'll see how it rolls out and shakes out. Here is the Lions and Bearcats will wrestle for it on the onside kick.
Minneapolis is running around back and forth and back and forth. Logan Haley is the kicker here, and now they are going to spread out evenly between the two sides of the field. You can see only one man back deep to return here for Ellsworth. A man in motion here on the kickoff team. And here we go. The onside kick. It takes a skip. It's recovered by Ellsworth. They get on it. Jackson Minier, the junior, is able to recover it. And the Ellsworth Bearcats are one first down away from walking out of here with a win and rolling to 3-0.
Yeah, Minier gets a candy hop as Minneapolis rolls the dice and tries to capitalize on the onside. Good sure hand play by Minier, and nice heads up by just laying on the football, knowing you got possession, not giving yourself up, and giving the other team a chance to knock it away.
And actually, my math may have been off. With a 40-second play clock, it looks like, I think Ellsworth is already in victory formation here. They're just going to kneel this thing out. It was a wild game, only 2 scores in the entirety of the second half. As boy, you love that. They snap it back there as Will Donnelly kind of waits a few seconds to kill off a little more clock before taking a knee. But yeah, only 2 touchdowns in the second half. The 4-yard touchdown run for Landon Johnson, the 4-yard touchdown pass from Justin Peters. And the gap we had at halftime holds to the very end here, Brooks.
Yeah, it certainly does. And this game would go down as a one to remember, Tyler, as Minneapolis showed a lot of fight tonight, a lot of great drives, would just come up short with Ellsworth rising up a handful of times and forcing a turnover of downs.
Well, I'll tell you what, keep an eye on Minneapolis moving forward. They've still got some tough opponents left on their schedule, and they'll have a really tough one next week as they make the trip down to Norton to battle a Blue Jay team that made it all the way to the state semifinals last year in Class 2A. They made a deep run in Class 2A. And that is the opponent Minneapolis will get. Meanwhile, Ellsworth will be on the road. They'll have a slightly easier time as they take on the Lions of Lions.
You got to be lying.
I'm not. Well, there it is, the final kneel down for the Ellsworth Bearcats, and the home team holds on. It's a 26-21 victory here in an all-league clash. Ellsworth rolls to 3-0. Minneapolis falls to 1-2. We'll step away when we come back. It's the postgame show. We'll take a look at scores from around the area, remind you of the scoring plays, and give out a couple of postgame awards, all that and more when we come back on the Salina Post Sports Network. Coverage of tonight's Game of the Week brought to you by Commercial Tire Center and Scott Osherman of American Family Insurance.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
When there is wastewater backing up into your home, time is crucial. Hours are precious to minimize the mess and damage. That is where Salina Septic Service looks out for you with direct access to their dispatch board, so you can schedule the first available appointment, upload pictures and description of your problem on the Salina Septic Service website, and secure your appointment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Money-saving specials now and information on worry-free service plans when you visit salinasepticservice.com.
Your next visit to the doctor for an upcoming procedure or surgery should start with a conversation about Salina Surgical Hospital. Hi, this is Geraldine Diedrich, and we are truly committed to fostering your health and well-being. From outpatient procedures to inpatient stays, you will feel the difference in our excellent care and compassion. Talk to your doctor about scheduling your next procedure at Salina Surgical Hospital. Your surgical experience is our specialty. Salina Surgical Hospital is partially owned by a group of local, community-involved physicians.
We spend 1/3 of our lives working to build our wealth. With over 50 years of combined experience, Billings Group wants to be there to help manage yours. If you're planning for retirement or looking for financial coaching, then come see us on Westchester Drive, east of the YMCA, or visit our website at billingsgroup.com. Securities offered by registered representatives through Private Client Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Advisory products and services offered by investment advisory representatives through RFG Advisory, a registered investment advisor. RFG Advisory, Billings Group, and Private Client Services are unaffiliated entities.
Welcome back in one last time to the Equity Bank broadcast booth. Tyler Henry alongside Brooks Gerritsen. A phenomenal victory for the Ellsworth Bearcats. They get it 26-21 over the Minneapolis Lions. And as we head here to the final postgame segment, Brooks, time now for us to take a look around at other scores on our Bennington State Bank scoreboard. And we've got plenty to pass along. Some games that didn't necessarily go final here tonight. Again, it was a weird day of football and non-football. Southeast of Salina and Beloit, that game will be played at 6 o'clock on Saturday on the campus of Kansas Wesleyan. So keep an eye out for that. We'll have that one for you right back here on Salina Post. Meanwhile, Salina Central, boy, they were putting a walloping on campus. 48-0 was the halftime score, and due to lightning, they just decided, you know what, let's go ahead and wrap that baby up and bring her home, call her a day. So a 48-0 victory for Salina Central. That is your final there. At last check, Clay Center was in a good one with Lewisburg. They led 7-0. We also have an update at the end of the half. Abilene has taken it 23-0 over Concordia. So a big lead for them there. Derby was able to continue rolling over Salina South. They win that contest 59-0. And in another rout in our area, Frankfort defeats Solomon 76-0. That your final from the world of 8-man football. We did just get confirmation from our very own Brian Dennett that the game between Sacred Heart and Pleasanton will not count. That game was called before halftime, which is unfortunate for the Sacred Heart Knights as they led 8-0 midway through the second quarter. I believe if that game goes to half, it does go final. Instead, both teams will be short a game, leaving Sacred Heart at 0-2. That is our final check of our Bennington State Bank scoreboard. But remember, you can tune into KINA tonight at 10 o'clock for the Kansas High School Football Scoreboard Show. Hear scores and game wraps from around the state of Kansas, brought to you by Home Automotive Centers and Salina Surgical Hospital, also heard on 910KINA.com. Brooks, a couple of final formalities for us to work through. Let's start with our Smart Play of the Game, presented by Smart Insurance, with insurance locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. And I mean, for my money, it's got to be the recovered punt and the quick kick that really allowed Minneapolis to stay in this game until late. If that goes the other way, Ellsworth might have secured this a lot quicker.
Yeah, it certainly was. It sure was, Tyler. I mean, special teams, one of those things that could be a huge sway factor and either raise your team up or take your team down into the dumps. Minneapolis' punter able to scramble in the backfield and get a punt off to keep this one within reach.
We've also got to give out our hit of the game presented by Salina Pain Clinic. And, it wasn't so much for the boom of the hit, but I think its importance to this game, Brooks. Go back to the late part of the fourth quarter when Minneapolis needed a big drive. They scramble out with Owen Just. Landon Johnson, who had flexed his speed at running back all game long, dives into the backfield. He picks up a big sack that runs off some clock and allows Ellsworth to hold on for the win. For that, Landon Johnson picks up our hit of the game presented by Salina Pain Clinic. Once again, Ellsworth rolls to 3-0. They will be on the road at Lions next week. Minneapolis will also be on the road. They will travel down to Norton for a battle with the Blue Jays. That'll just about do it for us. But one last time, I want to remind you, Landon Johnson had a big day here today, unofficially over 200 yards rushing and 4 rushing touchdowns, all 4 touchdowns for Ellsworth in a 26-21 victory. That'll about wrap it up for us, but one last time for Tyler Henry and Brooks Garrettson here in Ellsworth. This has been the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, brought to you tonight by the good folks at Commercial Tire Center and by the Scott Osherman Agency of American Family Insurance. That'll wrap it up for us. This has been the Game of the Week. You caught it right here on Salina Post. We'll see you next week for another Game of the Week on Salina Post.
This has been a presentation of your Game of the Week presented by Eagle Communications and Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.